All right. Testing 1, 2, 3. Just putting the finishing touches on this. Welcome everybody to another BDA Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you. That's right, to you, live from the true north. This is your host, Mr. BDA. I'm gonna be bringing some people here. My co-host Bucho is not here for the moment. Maybe he'll join at some point. For the moment, it's just you and me. And, well, we're gonna have more people on. Shout out to everybody joining us. This is going to be a special episode on the eve of war. That's right, on the eve of one of the biggest and most anticipated fights of the year. Lightweight supremacy on the line. Lomachenko, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, taking on Teofimo Lopez, the young standout who wants to make history. How's everybody doing out there? Listen. Before we get down to the fun, let's get the business out of the way. Don't forget, you can always donate via the Super Chat during the show or via the PayPal page and the Patreon page. But the most important thing is that you continue to support the show by listening, spreading the BDA gospel, hitting that thumbs up button, subscribing, and commenting. Now, speaking of commenting, let's go to the chat room real quick. Nes Mendoza, Quantum Rob, en el nombre del Padre del Hijo. Well, I'll let him do it. Danny Lopez, Precise in the chat room, KRO, Cerny Banders, Danny Lopez, SSB28, Uncle Burnt apostrophe, jump to bingo. Danny Lopez, White Devil, Saint Brits, shout out to Saint Brits, shout out to Triple JJJ, the Troll Network, DJ N1, and many more to come, I'm sure. Guys, thank you for joining us. Like I said, I see everybody's excited. I mean, what more can we say? We did 5.5 hours on Vasil Lomachenko Lopez, along with an hour of just straight up talking. Now we're gonna put the finishing touches on it. I see we got Gonzalo on the Discord. Gonzalo, you there?
Yes. How's it going, Mr. BDA?
Good,
hope
man.
Everybody's doing well.
Yeah, man. Same with you, man. I hope you're doing fantastic. I see you did a little preview on your channel, and you made some great observations, man. We're gonna get to those observations, but first I want to ask you: did you see the weigh-in?
Yes, I did. I saw it this morning when I woke up here in the Philippines.
What did you think? I'm gonna be showing some pictures while you're talking about it. But what were your impressions? Who looked good? Who looked bad, if any?
Lomachenko looked good. He weighed in right at the limit of 135. Teofimo, he looked good too. He made the limit look a little dry, but that's to be expected. Because if you're dry, that means that you're gonna put on the weight the day after.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look like ashy or like unhealthy looking or anything. He just looked a little dry, meaning he got the water out of his body, but he's gonna put it back on. And he's probably gonna gain maybe 12 pounds. And I think Lomachenko will maybe gain 5 to 7 pounds at the most.
Yeah, man, because
yes.
I don't know if you're on your phone, I don't want to share the screen right now, but if you're on your phone, you can see that I'm putting pictures of the weigh-in. I was listening to Mark's stream earlier. Sorry. Hold on. Yeah, I was listening to Mark's stream earlier. Shout out to Mark from Unrivaled Sports Talk. Unrivaled Boxing, I should say. Unrivaled Boxing. And he had a full panel. And they were talking about the weigh-in. And one thing they mentioned, Gonzalo, was the neck. Lopez looks stronger, but Lomachenko's neck looks bigger. Even though
I was thinking about the same thing. Yes.
What do you think that is?
He's just shorter. He's got that pit bull neck.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way his body type is. Some people had skinny legs with a big neck. Some people have long legs with like a Terrence Crawford skinny neck as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're just built differently, and he's strong at 135. Okay, he's on the smaller side, but he still can carry the weight, and he's comfortable in the division.
That's a good point, man, because Jimmy was saying that he thinks this is because Anatoly, Teofimo's father, who's a nut job, by the way, he makes him do all these crazy neck exercises, as they should, because they're boxers, and that they put a lot of emphasis on that neck. What do you think about neck training, and do you think some people tend to not do it as much as they should?
You should definitely be doing, maybe by putting a pad on the canvas and flipping upside down and rotating that neck to strengthen those muscles all around. You know, maybe using the towel, using weights to to do neck exercises, yeah, it's definitely something that you should do. It's very, very important that you exercise your neck, in my opinion. I
Absolutely,
even
man.
used to know a guy in TJ that used to chew tar, but that was for his chin.
He used to what?
He used to chew tar.
Oh, chew. Yeah, well, chew tar. Okay, that's a Mexican to the core right there, man, because there's tar everywhere. But what's it called again in Spanish? Chapopote?
Chapopote, yes.
Chapopote. But yeah, I think that Archie Moore used to make guys, or I think he did it because, he was in the 30s and all that. They used to chew bark to strengthen that jaw. That sounds, I don't know, maybe I don't think that's good in the long run. Do you know what they would also do? George Foreman at some point was being trained by Archie Moore, and he would tell him, look, you gotta stay on the diet, blah, blah, blah. So he would make him eat steak, but he wouldn't allow Foreman to eat the steak. He could only suck the juice and then spit the meat. But when Archie Moore wasn't looking, he would try to get a bite in there and actually swallow some of the steak. By the way, the phone lines are open. So if you guys want to call in, give us your final predictions. Gonzalo, we are going to be taking predictions. Final predictions. So let me go to the phone lines real quick because we got somebody waiting on the line. We got 501. You're on the air. 501. 501.
Hey, what's going on, man?
We're doing good here, man. Pumped up for the fight. How about you?
Oh, man, I'm hyped. I'm going for Loma, man. I really, at this point, I almost feel bad for Teofimo. I just don't like his dad, man. His dad is just delusional. But, yeah, as far as neck training, man, I think, Loma knows this dude is trying to knock him out. He's probably been putting in even extra work on strengthening his neck. And on top of that, I think Loma, he was wearing that camo outfit for a reason, man. He's coming to war. He's coming like a soldier.
Oh, Gonzalo, that's what I wanted to tell you. I don't know if you saw, but when they actually got to the face-off, first I thought they said there wasn't going to be a face-off. Then ultimately they said, okay, one of those face-offs, but with the 6 feet apart because of the whole pandemic thing. Then they finally, Lomachenko actually crossed the line and went at Teofimo. Gonzalo, what do you think about that? Do you think, as some people are saying, that Lomachenko is in his feelings, as they like to say, or is this him just being a guy who is hardened, who is a top competitor, and he wants to show the young'un that he ain't scared?
Oh, man, Lomachenko is super competitive.
All right.
And, I mean, that's what it takes to get to that level, too, to get those gold medals and go back for another Olympics and go for a world title in your second fight. You have to have that super competitive mentality. And he just wants to show Teofimo, like, you're a young kid. I'm going to school you. I'm going to be a professor to you. So he's not letting Teofimo have any type of initiative.
Mm-hmm. Gonzalo, what do you think? Do you agree with that, or do you think this is actually a bad look for Lomachenko?
No, I definitely agree with the caller. It's not a bad look. It's just bad blood, like they stated. It's bad blood, and it's not fake pride. It's real pride, and it comes with the territory of training all your life for this moment. You're just trying to add that last title that you couldn't get in 26 and 30. So you've been wanting to be undisputed your whole life, and this is it. And this guy, he's trying to get in his way of doing that. Teofimo Lopez.
That's a good point. Caller, I got to ask you, man. I mean, I think I already know the answer based on what you said early, but who are you picking for this one?
I'm picking Loma. I think he's going to win either way. He says he wants to go all 12. I think he wants to beat Teofimo up round after round and just, demoralize him. I think he's actually frustrated when guys quit because he wants to prolong the beating, I think Loma's he's a mean dude. I don't think people realize that when he's in that ring, he's mean. He's not a nice guy in there.
Yeah, it's certainly not. Now, you mentioned Teofimo Lopez's father. He's been grading people the wrong way. I wanted to ask you, man, do you understand how people would root for Lopez despite the fact that he's abrasive, despite the fact that his father's abrasive? Like, why do you think some people are rooting for him instead of for Lomachenko?
I think people see that Lopez, he has talent. He's a true talent, especially for his young age. I mean, regardless of his father, the kid goes out there and does put on entertaining performances, albeit against a lower level of opposition. But still, like, you can see he's a dynamic athlete in there. He's got pretty good skills. But his father, man, he wants it all, and he wants it now. And it seems like he's really pushing Teofimo, maybe even more than Teofimo wants it.
Yeah, man, that's what some people have said. We're going to look into that as we continue on here on this episode. But listen, caller, thank you for calling in. We're going to move on. But shout out to you and enjoy the fight tomorrow night. All right? Take it easy, man.
All right, you too, man. Have a good one. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the thing. The father, man, he brought up a good point. That Teofimo's father's been robbing some people the wrong way. By the way, we got Jimmy on the line. Jimmy, are you there?
Hey, how you doing, brother? What's going on, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you loud and clear, soldier.
All right. All right, good. I'm going to sit right where I'm at. Okay, continue, brother.
You know what? Gonzalo made a great point in his video. He said, because some people are talking about now that the fights have no crowds, some people like to feed off the crowd. In fact, Roy Jones was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he talked about the crowd and how he would use it to pump himself up, which I wish he would have done more often because some of his performances were lackluster. But the point is, some people, according to him, some fighters, or a lot of fighters, draw from the crowd. Gonzalo made a good point in that with all the amateur fights Lomachenko has had, which are pretty much empty compared to a title bout, a professional bout, he's probably more used to being in a place where there's not that many people. What do you think about that, Jimmy?
Oh, I agree 100%. A lot of those, even national level amateur fights, sometimes are empty, and they're huge. The importance of it in that genre. So he's in. And I can say, listen, I saw the. Just want to say too, I saw the weigh-in. In the last 14 months, he's had, and everybody knows his father's like a strength and conditioning guru and knows how to put on the weight and where to target. I don't know if anybody noticed the back of his neck, Lomachenko's neck looked thicker than I've ever seen it. So obviously a ton of neck rolls, a ton of fucking towel pulls, weighted neck rolls, all the worst things in obliques. If you look at him, his obliques literally stood out. He must have done side crunches and fucking weighted knee ups, and he looked really fit. That's a benefit where everybody says he's a lot smaller, but he didn't have to drain himself. In actuality, he had it's a lot easier to put muscle, a lot more comfortable to put muscle on than to take it off. Whereas you look at Teofimo, he looked like his upper chest plate. You could see his upper ribs plate. He took off a lot of muscle. Under his eyes were a little dark. That means he was, it's when nutrients are absorbed from your body because you're eating your muscle for energy. So I could see why his family, his father, they're bolting after this fight, win, lose, or draw, because he's eating way too much muscle. Whereas Loma, definitely you could see in his shoulder, and both shoulders in traps looked thicker. So that tells me his shoulder injury shouldn't be a problem because he was able to train his shoulders tight. So that's what I got out of the weigh-in. That helped me even more confident in my pick. But yes, but against the empty crowd, to your point, yes, I think. He's an emotional dude, anyways. Lopez, right? He by his own admission, he can sometimes let the emotions get the better of him. Definitely with his girl, like a lot of us. So I don't know. Yeah, I know I wouldn't be able to do it. I definitely feed off the crowd. I definitely get pumped up. I mean, even when I fought in the amateurs, look at shit. 400 or 500 people made a difference to me. And if you fight at the Elks and there's fucking 60 dudes there. It's a whole different atmosphere.
It is, man. So, it is. I mean, I remember when I used to be in the industry, I would talk to people, the performers, and they would say, yeah, man, I definitely, I need at least a couple of people in there. Because, most people, they say they get nervous when they have to actually do it in front of a crowd. These guys, they got off on it. So they would actually... I don't know who's playing that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, some people feed off the crowd, man, absolutely. One thing I wanted to say is that I noticed Lomachenko's rocking a beard. He kind of looks a little bit like Khabib, except he's more light. His hair color is more light, almost on the blonde side. But he looks a bit like a Muslim in there. Do you think he's trying to subconsciously let Teofimo know, hey, this is going to be explosive. I might go in there with some dynamite? Allah Akbar! Or am I just reading too much into it?
Well, you could definitely see he looked angry.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. He reacted more aggressively than he did in any other. I mean, well, it's not to be surprised. Lomachenko, I mean, did you read the comments? I mean, the things he said about him, he's like spit on the bottom of my shoe.
Oh.
I'm thinking past, I'm walking through him. Yeah, in your chat the other day when you were on, I wrote out all the things he said. Yeah, I was pretty fucking fucked up. A lot of shit. He really riled. I know there's a lot of people thinking I did that to get. Lomachenko's not going to let that affect his performance. If anything, it might have focused him to do those extra crunches and train harder. But yeah, I just think that's no matter what. This is a great fight. Everybody's looking forward to it. So the fans are the winners at the end of the day with this fight.
Oh, absolutely.
But what's his name's taking a huge jump up in competition. Huge.
Did you? I heard you on Mark's stream, and you said that Steve Kim is picking.
Yes, he picked He picked Lopez. Yeah.
Oh. Well, Steve Kim. He makes some bold decisions sometimes. Like when he had.
He does. Yeah.
Or I think he has Inoue #1. But like when he was on the show, I reminded him that he was one of the few people that picked Hopkins to beat Trinidad back in 2001. So. When the Kimster starts making predictions, you better open up your ears and listen and consider what he has to say. So, man, if he's picking Lopez, he's probably seeing something. Or it could be a case of like Mikey Garcia, where he saw something with Errol Spence, and when the night came, all he was seeing was a jab right on his fucking nose. So, who knows, right?
Right.
Hey, Gonzalo.
That's funny.
Okay, Gonzalo, I was going to say, man, so when you have a guy like Lopez who's at this point, everybody brings up youth as one of his strengths. I know Precise is of the opposite opinion. He says, well, actually, he's going to break down. What do you think? Ultimately, with everything that's been said, finally the big fight is here. Do you think he breaks or do you think he steps up to the challenge?
He steps up to the challenge, but more, what's going to be more telling how the styles, I think, favor Lomachenko. Because although he carries the weight well and he's got the youth, doesn't mean that he's going to tire out in the end because he had to cut all this weight, because he can get away with it because he's a young man. What I'm saying is that Lomachenko's style, he's going to drown the guy, I believe. And he said it himself. He's looking to fight the full 12 rounds. And he's trying to take this guy into deep waters. And Teofimo Lopez is a guy that he's quick. Yeah, he keeps his punches tight. And he could throw these good counter shots without wasting a lot of energy. But that's usually in the beginning of the fight. In the end of the fight, he's like a tale of two fighters. He starts opening up wide, and this is going to benefit Lomachenko. This is going to benefit Lomachenko because Lomachenko is going to get inside when he's got that split window to be able to attack Teofimo Lopez.
Listen. Ultimately, the reason why I ask that is because we don't know, right? I mean, your point of view is well taken and it could happen. It could be the opposite. I don't know. That's why I'm excited for this fight, because even though, yes, Lomachenko has the experience, he has the pedigree, he's a more seasoned fighter, he can do more things. But this boxing, it's not just about whether one guy can do more things. It's about whether the other guy's one single thing can actually overcome everything else the other guy does. You never know, man. I'm excited for this one, fellas. And Gonzalo, I get the feeling you're starting to get the bug now. You're starting to feel the hype.
A little bit. I'm
a little
quiet.
bit.
It's gonna be it's gonna be silent. It's gonna be silent in the fight. And when I'm gonna be watching the screen, I might burst into like a crazy reaction after, but I'm just gonna be intently watching the screen, seeing what transpires, seeing who lands the first punch, kind of like that. You know what I mean?
I don't believe you. Jimmy, set him straight for me, please.
No, what is he not getting pumped for it? Is that what he...
No, he says he's not pumped, but then when he starts talking about it, middle of the ring of the podcast, he starts screaming. So, I mean, come on.
No, Gonzalo's going to be all over this fight. This is I think, personally, this is a great fight. This is what the sport needs, man. Props to Teofimo, I think, Teofimo rather. I personally think he's biting off a little too much early. But again, that's just my opinion. I wouldn't say say the opposite happens. He does knock out Lomachenko. I'm not gonna say, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. But that's what makes this an intriguing fight. I just think there's a reason why this kid's bailing out of this division, win, lose, or draw. And think about it, if he was to win these belts, he could make a huge payday fight against Haney for that other, or whoever else has to unify. So to leave that, like say he wins those belts and he's still saying he's going to go right up to 140, where he has to so that tells me that definitely 130 is 135 is obviously too small for him. Will that affect him? And if it does affect him, it will be in the later rounds. Suddenly, those legs will stop feeling very heavy.
It's a great
you
point,
just have
man.
Nothing left.
It's a great
Once
point,
it
but
bursts to his glycogen around his liver, that's it.
don't think that just because you made those excellent points, I'm going to let you lose or give you a pass for the fact that you almost called Lopez Teolomo. Or you almost called him Teomo. I mean, what the fuck? How high are you right now, Jimmy? Come on. Be honest with me.
Actually, not high, and I think that's the problem, man. I think that's
it's the opposite. Yeah. Hey, by the way, give me 2 seconds here because I got a couple of super chats to read here. Shout out to the Troll Network, who says, I would give women oral sex to improve my jaw. Hey, you're stealing my move there, mister. You're walking a fine line. You would better watch it if I were you. Yeah, but that is proven to work, man, despite all the urban legends to the contrary. Shout out to Andres Hernandez, who says, Loma unanimous decision, 8-4. He's going to play it safe in the early rounds and fight on the outside after that. Full-on pressure. Oh, all right. So shout out to Andres Hernandez and the Troll Network for that. We're going to look at the predictions too, by the way, guys. I know you made predictions on that video that Bucho posted, and we had a lot of predictions. So we got to go through a couple of them. Before we do that, let's go to the phone lines real quick. 404, you're on the air. 404.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, man? What do we call you?
This is Naj. I'm chilling, man. I'm good.
Naj?
Sitting here listening to y'all, getting excited for the fight. Naj.
Naj, okay. I got you. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, we talked before many times.
I'm pretty sure we have.
Look, Loma or any other guy that we're considering all-time great, right? No matter what, the betting lines are going to say he's going to win. But with boxing, sooner or later, that's not going to happen. So at a point where you can win $350 for betting 100 on Lopez, it becomes the optimal play to say, you know what, I'm going to play for the upset against Loma every time. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that just on some betting stuff. I'm also saying that just because, yeah, Loma's great, but is he like the best we've ever seen, unbeatable and just, infallible? No. We got a situation where a guy who's usually a cool customer, really strategic, almost Drago-like in his demeanor, we see this dude getting upset. We see this dude actually mad. That can actually come into play. We got extreme circumstances, a fight without people in the crowd. This is weird. That changes things. So to me, there are some real plays you can make. Like if you're willing to take the risk to try to win some money for the unexpected to happen. So yeah, I understand everybody loves him, man. But this is a possibility. He can get hit with a shot, or the kid could have way more deep down than we've ever considered, and they go into deep waters, and that kid pulls out something we've never thought he had in him as far as Lopez. So, So to me, just as a betting guy, look, man, I'm trying to win some money. So I'm taking the risk. It is what it is. And eventually I'm going to be right because the public is so set and always rolling with Lomo. So, I mean, it is what it is, bro. But, yeah, I'm going to take the risk. Some of y'all could jump out the window with me, and the rest of y'all could play it safe and take your little small return on the bet because you're not going to win anything betting before. But, yeah, man. This is boxing, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, I know. I get what you're saying. Look, listen. So, you're taking a risk, man. That's what being alive is all about, the risks and living, walking a thin line with no net. Now, I'm not going to ask you how much you bet unless you want to tell us. That's your business. But I've seen people, man. I know D. Jefferson from over at Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. He's placing a bet for Lopez to knock Lomachenko out. So it could happen. He's got decent punching power, and this is the most important thing: top-notch speed. No pun intended with the nudge, but he's got that hand speed. He's quick on the trigger, man.
Yeah. So it's in the realm of possibilities. Again, it's still a low-value play because typically we're going to find out that he's in for a beating. But, yeah, man, I'm going to take the risk. I don't know how far I'm going to go with it. I'm not gonna get stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm not gonna get stupid with the bet. But yeah, I'm gonna go that way. But either way, man, y'all having a good conversation. It's good listening to y'all for this. Y'all gonna mess around and make me bet more. Listening to y'all because y'all are really, really doing a good job of setting the stage for this fight. And folks, y'all ain't got nothing else to do on Saturday night. You're stuck in the house. What are you gonna do? Watch the fight, man. Let's
Absolutely, man. This is the fight for boxing fans, man. Shout out to everybody out there who's hyped up. And Nudge, anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, man. Haney's coming for everybody. That's about it. But yeah, man. I'm gonna enjoy this, man. Y'all brothers have a good night and a good weekend.
You too, man. Enjoy the fights. And good luck with that bet, too. All right, real quick, we got another phone
What did he
call.
say at the end, brother?
Devin Haney's coming for everybody.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, let's go to five.
I didn't.
Yeah. Let's go to 559. You're on the air. 559.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Absolutely, loud and clear. What's up, man? What do we call you?
You call me Thug Nasty. I don't know.
Thug Nasty. All right.
Yeah, I just want to say that, I mean, obviously the bet to make here is fucking Lopez by knockout, you know? But it's like, but if somebody were to fucking hold a gun to your head and be like, yo, pick the right fucking outcome or you die or whatever, you're going to pick Loma every time. I mean, the only thing with Loma is like, it reminds me of like Reeves and Joshua, you know, can he stay away from getting hit with that flush, you know, like because obviously Lopez is size and power and Loma's small. So you just gotta just be able to avoid that big fucking hit. Obviously, fucking Loma's better. He just is. He's more skilled everywhere. But I mean, if you're gonna bet, you have to bet Lopez by knockout because nobody's gonna be shocked if it happens. Nobody's gonna be shocked. That's what makes this fight what it is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. Yeah. Now, is it as simple as all Lomachenko has to do is get away from the right hand? Does Lopez have other things that he can do based on the fights that we've seen from him? Thug, are you there? Oh, he dropped out. I mean, dropped off, not dropped out. Well, let me get to the panel here. Guys, what do you think about what he said? He says, as long as Lomachenko stays away from the right hand, it's Loma all day. Is it as simple as that when it comes down to it? Mark, how about you, man? You want to go? Well, actually, hold on. Mark just dropped in. Then we'll go to Gonzalo. Mark, thank you for being on, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. No, I don't think it's just as simple as stay away from the right hand and you win. You need to stay away from the left one as well. You know, that left hook? He's got a pretty powerful left hook on him, and he explodes from very weird angles. So, I think it's more like Loma needs to keep Teofimo in a state more so where he doesn't throw the big shots or doesn't want to engage as much and keep him away from wanting to distribute explosively more so than keeping away from one punch. It's not Deontay Wilder.
Yeah. So you're saying
he's a two-handed guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a Wilder with one hand, but he does have better hands overall, right, than Wilder.
Yeah, like he's got a beautiful lead left hook when he lets it go. That's part of the reason he keeps that lead hand for the jab quite inactive and down is because like when he likes to pull off and then explode off, he explodes with that hook shifting all of the way. He kind of leans back, nearly going southpaw and flums right through. It's kind of crazy. It's not just the straight right. The left hand is deadly too.
Absolutely. Yeah, we saw that in the clips when we were doing the fight. Well, actually, if you guys want to later on, we can go back to some of the clips in case we missed anything or in case you want to point out something that you've just realized now. But Gonzalo, you were going to say something as well.
Yeah, I guess you know what? It's going to happen where Teofimo's he's going to land a monster shot on Lomachenko. Now, how precise is that shot going to be? Will it hurt Loma? I believe that Loma's strong enough and he's got good situational awareness that when they say that the punches that hurt you are the ones that you don't see coming, I think his situational awareness is so keen that he can see a lot of the stuff that's going on. So he can see the punches coming, and he's got that fiery determination to where he's tough, man. He's tough. I made a point in my video to remember when Arturo Gatti was drunk and they were launching a bite to his head and they were trying to take him out, but they couldn't knock him out because he was an angry man. When you're angry, your body tenses up and you got that determination to go forward and nothing can stop you. So I think if he's on the receiving end of a punch, he can take it because he's that tough. But another thing, he's tough, but he still remains composed while attacking the fighter. So he's pretty much, he's a hard man. I'm going to tell you that. But then again, he's got to really get rocked off his feet and thrown off his axis to get knocked out. That can happen also. Like when a big vehicle hits a smaller vehicle, yes, the bigger vehicle is going to take over that smaller one. But still, I think it's pretty even as far as the strength department.
That's interesting.
If it goes into the later rounds. In the beginning, Teofimo was very, very dangerous. That's all.
Right. Now, the strength, guys, we keep bringing up the strength. I like to bring it up in the sense that, like Gonzalo said, the big truck hitting the small truck. In other words, the velocity. If you have more weight behind that punch and you're already a fast-handed guy, it could be trouble. But in terms of out-muscling Lomachenko, I've seen Lomachenko be better on the inside. He can be pretty nasty when he wants to putting that, not necessarily headbutt, but he can put pressure with the head. If you clinch him, he gets out of the clinch real quick, or he tries to, muscling his guy. Is the strength gonna really play a factor in this fight?
Somebody made a great point. The body shots, yeah, the strength, but the strength can also be utilized to land body shots, to push another fighter around, though, because Lomachenko's very dexterous. He moves around the ring. So he's not going to be easily tied up and being put in a position where he's going to get bullied that easily. That's all I had to say.
That's a good point there, Gonzalo. Let's see what happens when the positioning and how the fight happens, because is it going to take place most of the time in the center of the ring? Is Lomachenko going to put pressure? Or is it going to be Lopez, who's been talking as if he's the one that's going to be coming forward, sort of like taking Salido's plan? Fellas, let's go to the phone lines real quick. Another phone call. Everybody's hyped. 262, you're on the air at 262. What's up, man?
Yeah, it's Fat Clemenza here. How you doing?
Oh, Johnny boy, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on? Here's what's going to happen tomorrow night. Heads are going to roll, okay? Heads are going to be rolling. I'm going to be at home gambling on which hole the head falls in, and that head's going to be a loudmouth Honduran head that's going to get thrown down the Ferenzano Bridge in the middle of Brooklyn. Lomachenko, move over. Lomachenko's the new king of Brooklyn. Fuck Biggie Smalls. It's Lomachenko now. You understand me? That's what's happening.
So if I got you,
your boy's gonna be eating all them words, all that shit he was talking. He's gonna get shoved right back up his ass. Have a wonderful night, gentlemen.
All right, shout out to Johnny Boy, keeping it short and sweet. His heads are gonna. Are you still there, Johnny Boy?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I gotta take the prediction though. Which round?
1. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, imagine that.
Let me see here. Yeah, we'll say 9. We'll call it 9. We'll give it to Nina. And I don't trust no hoe like I trust Nina, except the K, and I call her Sabrina. You understand?
All right,
so,
fantastic. Yeah.
Listen. We Lomachenko is gonna drop Teofimo off at Roy DeMayo's bar in Brooklyn to get put into the butcher shop. He's gonna take his head off his shoulders, shove his words back down his fucking mouth, and bust his down piece. God bless you, and God bless America. Johnny for 2020. Fuck Trump and Biden. Salute everybody.
All right. Now he's got the Secret Service on our ass. I don't know, guys. I think he made it. I think he said Loma, but not on a stoppage. I think that's what he was intimating. Yeah, man.
Was he quoting a phrase from the song from Snoop Dogg when he said Serena? That was actually, he said nigger. Snoop Dogg said
jeez, what the fuck you doing, man?
Gonzalo,
what are you doing saying that word around here, man?
No, it's a line of pit bulls, Niggerino pit bulls.
Even that. You can't even say anything that sounds like that. What's the matter with you? All right, listen.
No, it's true. It's a famous line of pit bulls. Has nothing
Shut
to do with the other
up.
one.
You're going to get us kicked out. All right, let's go to the phone lines real quick. 559, you're on the air. 559.
Yes, I wanted. I think it was Gonzalo that brought up the issue of the size, but I saw the weigh-in, and this was the first time I've seen Lomachenko look like a 135 pounder. He always looked smaller. I mean, they didn't look too different. I know that Lopez was probably a bit drained or whatever, but Loma always looked small. It's kind of like Derenchenko in the middleweight. You know, he always looked like he should have been a division lower. He's always been smaller. This Loma looked good this time. He looked good, and what Lopez's style doesn't. I don't think he knows how to use his weight, because he fights on the outside. He does that new style boxing of like one hit at a time until you get them off balance, and then you go in for, you know, they do this shit now. And Loma, he throws feints until you bite. You know, he just throws feints and feints and feints until you bite, and then he fucking hits you, which I think is more towards Loma's advantage, because if all he's gonna, if fucking Lopez is gonna be waiting to counter, it's like Pedraza said, it's one of the most frustrating thing when you want to just say it's my turn and then he's not there. I think that's what's gonna happen with Lopez, but I do think Lopez will land a big shot or two, and it's gonna come down to whether Loma has a fucking chin or not.
Well, you know, you were talking about the size, and like we were mentioning before, Jimmy made a great point that it seems like Loma's neck is significantly thicker than usual. Do you think that's gonna, like, if you had to predict, do you think he takes a good shot from Lopez, or do you think he's gonna crack a little bit in there?
No, yeah, I mean, if you guys remember back when Canelo first fought Golovkin, that's when he started growing that beard. I mean, it's a little bit of cushion. Anything helps against that motherfucker, you know. And that might be what they're doing with Lopez, because that's his only advantage. It's power and speed.
Yeah, let me get the panelists in on this, because guys, I remember when I was previewing the Golovkin Canelo card with King Bucho, and people would tell us, "Oh, Canelo's got no chin; he's not going to be able to stand up to Golovkin's power." And I said, "Looks to me like he takes a pretty good punch." The counter argument to that was, "Well, he's never fought Golovkin before." Well, guess what? 24 rounds with the guy, he never went down. What do you guys think? Can we figure out a guy's chin even though they haven't faced a devastating puncher? Can that still be done? Fellas, Jimmy or
yeah,
Jim?
Personally, I think so. I think Lomachenko, and again, I can't stress enough. I know I sound like a broken record, but his father, dude, is a smart man, dude. He knows biomechanics, the human body. He knows how to put on weight. Like, the difference between the two fighters, after Lopez's last fight, remember what he said? Man, or you actually even tweeted it out, I think. I got to find a nutritionist. Somebody teach me how to eat. So this kid's just been going off sheer athleticism, cutting weight, probably just cut his calories, the typical fucking diet he learned at the local gym. Whereas it's always been looked at it scientifically with Lomachenko's side in his camp. And I'm sure his father's saying, listen, they knew the next fight was going to be him. They've known about it for a long time. So he's had time to acclimate the weight, and it looked good on him. He didn't look dehydrated, so he was already, he didn't look dry, so he was already had muscles in his shoulder and his obliques. I can't stress that enough. Look at that picture and them sitting side by side. And his obliques are literally thicker than I've ever seen. So he's obviously trained for that. I mean, that's what you do when you expect in body shots. You want to take a good body shot, nice thick oblique, nothing helps like that. In your neck, it all comes down to your neck. If you get a big, thick gallon neck, like Canelo's always had that Terminator neck, you know what I mean? Big, thick, wide traps going up to the back of his skull. But Lomachenko had that, and it was thick too, not just wide. So I think he's trained to take Lopez's punch. Not to say Lopez still can't sleep him, but at the same token, it's not all just it's not a one-way street. Lomachenko will hit hard enough at 135 to get his attention, and if he goes throwing big shots and misses big, you know what I mean, he can become gun shy if Loma makes him pay for those.
That's a good point, man. I mean, we're gonna be seeing what happens, man. I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat. Mark, you wanted to say something as well?
No, I forgot what I was gonna say. I got enthralled by what Jimmy
Sorry,
said.
Mark. Sorry, I
No,
fucked
I
you,
got
dude.
enthralled by what you said. I completely agree with every word the man said.
He got you high. That second-hand high. That's what happens with Jimmy. You start talking with him,
Yeah,
he's got
baby.
some he's got some. All right, caller. So, what's your final prediction then? Oh shit! Hold on. Sorry. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I will go with. God damn it! See, that's the thing about this fight. God damn it! It's like
Oh, yeah, what's with the swearing, man?
I would
What's
have
with the
to go with
swearing? Come on.
Loma. The thing, I would go with Loma. I mean, yeah, I have to go with Loma going the distance. I think he'll probably break down Lopez. You're gonna see him fucking for the
Oh my
first
God.
time with his fucking puppy eyes in the middle of the ring and shit. I think he's gonna break his soul somewhere, sometime. But I think he goes the whole way.
Okay, so you're one of those guys that thinks that, like one of our panelists recognized, he believes Lopez is mentally weak at this point. Well, at least compared to Lomachenko, and that Lomachenko is going to put it on him and break him down.
Yeah, because he's such an emotional person. He talks. The thing is, it's like Loma told him. You know, like you talk so much shit that when shit goes sideways, you're gonna feel stupid. And when he's in there, he's gonna be feeling stupid. That he's gonna be glad there is no fucking audience. You know, that's what's gonna end up happening. He's probably gonna just break his soul. He's not gonna. I don't think he goes down, but he's prideful and all, but I don't think he's gonna look the same. He's gonna start looking weaker.
All right, listen, we're going to move on, but thank you for that prediction. I like it when people make predictions. The thing I don't like, though, I don't appreciate, it's that potty mouth of yours. If you were here, let me tell you, I got a bar of soap just for you, man. So you better pray we don't meet in the streets, all right?
Gotcha.
All right, man. Thank you for your input, and we'll catch you on the next one, man.
Hey, BDA, to your question, if you can figure out if a fighter's got a good chin without even facing one of the hardest punchers throughout this entire career, yes, you can, because look, Lomachenko's a fighter that goes forward. Fighters that usually get on the back foot usually are fighters that can't take a punch. And this guy's coming forward, even though he has good footwork, he's attacking you. So that means he's confident in his chin.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point.
Excellent point. That is an excellent point, because what does trainers do? They hide your defects, and they enlighten you train the good points. And a lot of guys will train their fighter to go backwards and fight out the back foot if they know they're a little chinny and they've taken a few had some Bambi legs in training. You know, you're not going to train that kid to keep coming forward if you know he can, get goofy.
Absolutely. And also, if you look at it, most guys that are successful in the long run or that have good long careers while coming forward, they have good defense coming forward, but they also have a great chin. Usually, if you guys got like, what was the guy's name that fought Brandon Rios and he lost to Acosta by knockout too? He was a Mexican dude.
Lascano.
No, it wasn't Lascano, man. It was, he fought Brandon Rios, got stopped in about 4 rounds. He got stopped by Acosta too.
Acosta.
Who was it? Urbano Antillon. He was a he was a good fighter coming forward. I mean, he had good snap on his shots and everything, but he didn't have the chin. He would just get. I mean, also he didn't have the greatest defense. So that, but see, if you fight forward most of your career, you're gonna get exposed whether you get a good chin or not, because you're gonna be more often than not you are gonna get hit based on the fact that you're making the first move. So, before we continue, fellas, we got another phone call. Fantastic, because people are hyped up for this one. 334, you're on the air. 334.
What's going on? It's Tony's Review. How y'all doing tonight?
Good, Tony. Good to talk to you, man. Are you hyped up for this fight? And I'm curious to hear your pick for this one as well.
Yeah, you about to see an old man put a kid over his knee and spank that butt. That's what's about that. The loudmouth kid's about to get humbled. So I waited. I held off on my true opinions on this till I saw the weigh-ins, because the biggest thing I heard from Lopez fans was how much bigger he was than Loma. And I had seen Loma stand in the ring with him next to him, and I was like, I don't think Lopez is that much bigger than him. And then I saw the weigh-in today where they were both barefooted. They were damn near eye to eye. So that reach, that height, has been debunked. He's not that much taller than Lomachenko. He's barely taller. That means his reach is barely longer. So this, like most Lopez fans, they talk about how he's going to knock Loma out, but that's where it stops. They don't say he's going to outbox him. They don't say he's going to outskill him. It's just he's going to knock him out. Well, here's the thing. When you take away the reach, the height, now he doesn't have the advantage of trying to pop Loma as he's coming in because they've got the same reach. So when all a guy has is the knockout punch, I don't think that he's going to be the guy who's technically sound and skilled. I see Loma using lateral movement, circling around him. I don't think he's going to jump in and out. I think he's going to get in and just move around, left, right, left. He's going to hit him with little pity patters early on to disrupt him from being able to throw power. He's going to bang him hard to the body with single shots here and there with a bunch of pity patters. And as he gets deeper and deeper, I think he's going to knock him out around the 11th round by breaking him down.
Oh, okay. So hold on. Let me write that down because I'm starting to write down the predictions for as many people as we can here. So you're saying Loma 11th round?
Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Knockout.
That's
he shares Mark's
same
prediction
as me and.
Oh,
same
you too,
predictions
Jimmy?
Me and Mark's.
You too, Jimmy. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to get Jimmy's prediction. By the way, while I write it down, I want to ask Tony, while you're still on the line, do you see, based on what you just said, is this a fight, do you see certain parallels in this fight compared to Triple G versus Lemieux, where almost everybody knew that Triple G was a monster too, monster puncher, just like Lemieux, but that he chose to play it safe and use his skills and be a little bit more, because he's not a stupid guy, Triple G. He knows that the other guy can hurt him as well. Do you think Lomachenko's coming in with the same mentality then?
No, I think it's completely different because Lemieux, what his issue was against Triple G is he was the shorter guy and he couldn't get in range to be able to throw the bombs because Triple G was using his jab to keep him off of him the entire fight. See, Lopez is a taller guy, so Lomachenko can't play like Triple G in this fight because he won't be able to out-jab him like that to keep him away. I mean, he's slightly taller, reach is pretty much close, so I don't see a Lemieux versus Triple G, fight stylistically happening. I just think that once Loma gets on top of him, I don't think Lopez has experienced enough top-tier opponents, elite opponents, to know how to get them off of him, to get space, to create those true torquing punches he likes to throw. Because what a lot of people don't look at is you can see Lopez loading up. He always drops his elbow back, and you can see that shoulder rear back whenever he's about to unload. And when you're up close to somebody, you can see that. It's like a fucking flashlight in the night. It's such a tell. And I just think that that's how Loma's going to play him. He's going to stay really, really close to him, whereas Triple G kind of kept his distance from Lemieux.
That's a great point, man. That he gets away with it, Lopez does, because he's so quick. The reason why I mentioned the Golovkin-Lemieux fight, I didn't mean it from a stylistic point of view, because you're right, it's a different style matchup. But what I meant was that Lomachenko, usually the guy who likes to outmatch opponents and put pressure on them right away, that he's going to play it more safe than we've seen him since maybe the Rigondeaux or Nicholas Walters fight. That's what I meant. Because you said he's trying.
Okay, I understand. No, I think the opposite. I think how you saw Lomachenko dive underneath the ropes at the weigh-in to get up in his face. I think Lomachenko is coming out here to prove a point. I think he's going to be more aggressive than we're used to seeing him. And I think he's really going to try to hurt Lopez, which I will say benefits Lopez, because if he does come super aggressive like I think he is, it gives Lopez more opportunities to land that big punch, if it's even a big punch on Loma. That's yet to be seen.
I got you. Hey, listen, it's a good prediction there. I know Mark and Jimmy, they're going with the same pick, and I know Mark actually has money on it. So we're gonna see, man. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, that's fine. You can move on. I appreciate you letting me on.
Well, shout out to you, man. Check out Tony's reviews on YouTube and enjoy the fights tomorrow, man.
All right, you too, man. Bye.
Take it easy. All right, fellas, I'm going to take another phone call, and I'm going to let one of you or you guys respond later to what this caller has to say, depending on what he has to say, of course. 315, you're on the air, 315.
Hello?
Yes, 315, you're on the air.
Hi, how you guys doing tonight?
We're doing fantastic, man. Hyped up for the fight. How about you?
Yes, very pumped up. I kind of gotta give props to your last caller there. Got to agree with what he said. I think that I think there's a certain intensity that I haven't seen, and I've been a big fan of Lomachenko, even going back to his amateur career. So I've been following him pretty closely, and usually he keeps a very cool, calm demeanor. I see something in his eyes that like he feels like he feels. I think this is the first time anybody's really gotten under his skin like this. And I really feel like he really wants to prove a point tomorrow. And there's been a lot of this talk about, the young lion versus the old lion. I mean, the guy just turned 33, so I think he feels a little disrespected. Like people are putting him out the pasture already, and he's already abdicating the throne as the pound for pound guy. And I don't think he thinks that he's at that point yet. And one of the things that really pissed me off the most is the disrespect from the Lopez camp. His father talking about those exercises that he does and everything. That is training on a whole different kind of level. I boxed for a while. I've judged lots of fights. I've been around the fight game a lot, and that's one of those things that you don't see cats in the boxing game doing stuff like that. The holding the breath underwater. All that stuff is training him to really go into deep waters and really have his whole mind and spirit and body all kind of focused. There's not a lot you're going to throw in front of that guy, I don't think, that he hasn't seen in all those amateur fights and in his pro fights. I mean, 10 of his 15 opponents have all been world champions or ex-world champions. The 4 guys that he made quit in a row, all top caliber guys who you would never think would quit. Guillermo Rigondeaux quitting on his stool. I mean, that's just unheard of. Nicholas Walters, nobody's even heard from that guy since he quit.
Mm-hmm. That's great points, man. And but
Lomachenko's got a serious axe to grind, and he looks like he's seriously pissed. And I've never really seen him that mad. And he's talking about every skill he has, you're going to see on display. I mean, you got a Lomachenko that's that laser focused. That's going to be a tough night for Lopez tomorrow. I think he's going to get stopped probably about the 9th round, probably a TKO.
Great call. Call.
Yeah, go ahead, guys. Comment on that. Who wants to go first?
I was going to tell him it was a great call for sure.
Yeah,
I agree with him. Yeah, no, you want to go, Mark?
Yeah, because he followed Loma for like a very long time in the amateurs, and I've watched him quite a lot during the amateurs myself. And Teofimo, one thing I've noticed in his style is that he's very inactive with his lead hand. And you know as well as I do that Loma, one, he's got a tremendous up jab and he's got a tremendous blinding paw. Do you think if this does actually go to the cards that Teofimo, he'll be shooting himself in the foot by being inactive with his lead hand?
Are you asking the caller that?
Too. Yeah, I agree with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I honestly think that I've never seen really Lomachenko to the point where he seems really like, even just some of the stuff he said leading up to this. I mean, I think those guys have really gotten under his skin, and I think it's a cultural thing too. I think in the Ukraine, because he was asked in that press conference, I mean, have you ever had the dealt with this level of trash talk? I think he's used to just being like I think a lot of it has to do with being Ukrainian, the whole culture. They're not big on trash talking. Even in the face-off tonight at the weigh-off, Lomachenko kind of has like a little grin on his face all the time. He just doesn't really get into that character. But just some of the stuff that he said, putting his actions aside, some of the stuff that he said, I really want to hurt this guy. I want to finish the night early. I mean, I've never heard him that locked in on a guy and amping up the aggression that much. That's why I think Lopez is really in trouble, man. And I think his father is writing checks for his ass that he can't cash, because I think he's putting his son in this shit way earlier than he should be. I'm sorry, man. He's about he's at least a minimum a good 2 years away from being on Lomachenko's level.
Hey, fuck you,
in my opinion, guys.
Who put this thing together? Me. That's who.
Hey, I want to ask Gonzalo, because Gonzalo, you've been around the world, you've seen a little action, done a little time. What do you think? Looking at their body language, do you think this is the type of anger or control anger that could benefit Lomachenko? I think I already asked you this at the beginning of the show, but I'm just curious to hear what you got to say based on what the caller and all these other guys are saying.
Yeah, he's genuine. This guy, honest to God, he is a killing machine. Okay, and that pride is not false, it's authentic. Okay, doesn't mean he still ain't human. Obviously, he's still human. But as far as him being fake, I don't think there's an ounce of fakeness to that man, honestly. And I'm not trying to butter him up or anything. That's just what I see, man.
That's what it sounds like to me. But no, yeah, you make a good point, man. He has been at this for a long time at the high level. Caller, we got more calls coming in. So anything else you want to say before we move on?
Okay. No, I'm just gonna sit back and chill and listen, guys. Have a good night. Enjoy the fights tomorrow, brothers.
All right. By the way, what's your name though? Before we go, so you can call back next time. I know who
My
it
name's
is.
Mark.
Mark. Wow. No, wait a minute. We can't have another Mark. No. We can't have another Mark. You're gonna be Sniper
That's
from now on.
incredible.
All right.
That's
all right. Well, when I was growing up, all my friends, all my friends called me Spark. So is Spark okay?
No, I'm gonna go with Sniper because you were sniping today.
Well, what's your first initial of your last name? Just go by Mark B, Mark T.
Nah, he's Sniper from now on.
Okay, Sniper. All right, there we go. I didn't hear you say that last time.
That works for me, guys. Hey, enjoy the fights tomorrow night, guys. I'll let you take some more calls.
You too, man. Thanks a lot, man. Call back next time.
All right. Yeah, take it easy, guys.
But I agree with you too. I think almost. I don't understand. Like if I was Lopez, I'd be like, Dad, shut the fuck up, man. You really need to focus this fucking kid even more. Like I don't understand. Like you weren't gonna trash talk him into a mistake. I don't think. I'd be shocked if that was to happen. So I don't understand the motivation. Usually that comes from somebody who's trying to convince themselves. But he went overboard with a lot of that spit under my shoe. That translates culture. Like you can say some shit in American, like whatever. But when you start saying shit like that, who knows, in Ukraine, that could be like the ultimate fucking insult. And I just see him fucking pissed. He looked focused. I saw the stills on Mark's show, and when the show ended, I went and watched the video. Oh, yeah, no, Lomachenko looked like he put the weight on nicely. Everything's round. There's nothing not overworked. It looks all put, like I said, it's put on equally. Usually when you pack weight on quick and you're just trying to target certain areas, it shows. But his obliques are trained hard. His neck's trained hard. Yeah, he looked like he's looking to pack a lunch. I think he really does not like this kid, and if he has the opportunity, and again, remember, Teofimo's got to get his feet planted. Lomachenko's, he's a fucking surgeon at not letting people plant their feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of things we won't even notice, and it's like you have to be in there, you're like watching their feet work. You know what I mean? He doesn't let people plant their feet, so I think that's going to be hard because Teofimo hasn't fought enough people at that level to know how to counter that.
I think you're right, man. I think, he's got, look, when he wants to go backward, Lopez has good footwork, but when it comes to coming forward and cutting off the ring, have yet to see it. Before we continue, man, we got Recognize on the line, and we got D who just joined. Guys, how are you? And thank you for being on.
What's up? I had to jump on here because I heard too much Lomachenko ball loving.
Uh-oh.
I had to come mix it up, shake it up some. Let me tell y'all boys something.
Bacon shake, baby.
Lopez is going to knock Lomachenko the fuck out. 7th round.
7th round. Okay, you know what? I've heard this prediction throughout the week, so let me just write it down right away, man.
You got my prediction written down, Mr. BDA?
No, but I'm going to write it now. Okay, so because we're going to take phone calls later on, so take it away, fellas, for the moment, while I write these predictions down. I said, take it away, fellas.
He says he want to go ahead. Recognize you just joined the show.
No, I'm sorry, Gonzalo. Go ahead, brother.
No, BDA just said to talk, and go ahead, man.
Well, I'll make my prediction if since my boy D is on here. So I think this is what I think is going to happen. Right before I give my prediction, the first 4 rounds. Pay attention to the first 4 rounds. Tio is going to come out hard because he's going to know he has to. He's an emotional fighter. First 4 rounds, I'm going to say it's going to be pretty even. You might even give a slight edge to Teofimo. Maybe he lands a shot that is more memorable in the first 4 rounds. After that, I'm going to say Lomachenko gets in his rhythm and he tears Teofimo up. A lot of body shots, a lot of combinations from the body to the top. By the 10th round, either the referee's going to stop it or his father's going to stop the fight. That's my pick. Tio gets stopped.
in the 10th round.
Oh, okay, hold on. So I think I put you down twice here. Fuck. Okay. Recognize the matrix. So you saying Loma 10th round stoppage?
Loma 10th round stoppage.
All right. D said Lopez 7th round stoppage. Mark, I already know your prediction. So while I write it down, Mark's prediction is Lomachenko 11th round. So somebody else take it away. Jimmy, you were going to say something?
Well, I ended up getting so enthralled with what Recognize was saying. I fucking went into a memory hole. But yeah, no, and listen, what I was going to say is, if this fight is so good, right, like, it's such, I mean, I'm so pumped for it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like what D's prediction, my thing is this, I never disrespect anyone's opinion or prediction if it's been if they've made it using legitimate, if a sourced out way or presenting it in where it makes sense, then you're like, wow, and all of these points are legit, right? So like he might have a totally different outcome, but his points are legit. So I respect his opinion. And he's saying Loma getting knocked out in the 7th. I'm saying Loma's gonna get him to. I don't think he'll knock him out, but I think just like Recognize, I think he's going to wear his ass out mentally, and I think his father or the ref will stop it in the 11th. But again, it's just, that's my opinion. I'm reaching it from a different point of view.
That's
I
fine,
appreciate
man.
that, Jimmy. Jimmy heard my video, so I always come talking crazy, but I was saving it for the video, the prediction video, but I did actually make some sense with that prediction video. Appreciate that, Jimmy.
It was a good prediction video, by the way, D.
It was, yeah. No, I did. I went and saw it. Yeah, no, and you all your points were accurate, and they were, you arrived to them in sensible fashion. So I I always respect anybody's opinion. It's these kids who come on and say, "Fuck, he's gonna whale him, man." You know what I mean? Like, okay, why? Fucking dude, you kidding me, man? He parties like a fucking mad dog, and he still fight. They come on with that craziness. Then you love to, like, you know what I mean? When you don't, like, you're just doing it because I don't know, because he went to the same high school as your cousin. Like, okay, yeah, no, he's gonna kill him. That type of shit drives me crazy. But
yeah, I agree.
By the way, before we continue, shout out to Chet Collins, who just donated with the super chat. He says, the Oracle says Loma knockout 8, left body shot or right hook behind the ear. Sorry, D, stop smoking cookies. LOL. What? Stop smoking cookies? What does that mean?
No,
But anyway.
cookies is the type of stuff I got right now.
Oh, I got you. Well, he says that. Shout out to Chet Collins for his contribution, man. Hey, listen. No, it's just a friendly banter here where we're gonna break each other's balls, whoever gets the right pick. But at the end of the day, that's what we do as boxing fans, to make it interesting. Otherwise, it gets old pretty quick. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. 773, you're on the air. 773.
How y'all boys doing?
Oh boy, is this Kevin from Chicago?
Yes,
Kevin
sir.
from Chicago.
All right, Kevin from Chi-Town. How you doing, Kevin? What's on your mind, man?
I was watching you guys' show yesterday when the topic came to hype job, and I gotta say,
hype job.
If Lomachenko gets caught tomorrow, he gets knocked out. That doesn't mean he's a hype job. That doesn't mean everything he's done all of a sudden just gets erased because he gets knocked out by a younger, bigger, stronger fighter coming into his prime. It doesn't mean that. That's why boxing fans are so fickle. And anybody who's not undefeated, they like to brush him aside. Oh, he's a hype job. He sucks. This is what boxing fans do. But that's my point regarding the hype job situation. I will say this. Teofimo Lopez, he's a piece of shit.
Oh, wait a minute.
No respect. And this is what
Why is he a piece of shit, Kevin?
Originally. This is what turned me off away from boxing, because boxers are a lot of arrogant, low life sexist shit like Teofimo involved in the sport. And it goes all the way through up and down the sport. It just is what it is. There's a lot of arrogant, a lot of low class people. They don't come from much, so they have a different set of values, and they think that's the way they should handle themselves. It's not. It's just, that's what turns me off from boxing. low-life sack of shit like Teofimo Lopez. But thank you.
Well, wait a minute. You can't just leave. First of all, Kevin, it sounds to me like you're really shook. He left. Hey, guys, I don't know. Is it me or is he starting to make excuses now? Like, oh, well, if Loma gets caught...
Yeah, Kevin's making excuses.
He's making excuses.
Yep.
Sounds like he's a little scared. Yeah.
I think everybody should give Lomachenko credit for one thing, too. Like, what's getting lost in this... Well, no, Mark talked about it in the show, too, and I'm sure you guys have mentioned it, too. The fact that Lomachenko shouldn't even be a fucking lightweight. The dude's literally had a fight above his ideal weight because nobody down there would go anywhere near him, near 126 or 130. So the fact he's even fighting 135. Now think about if any other fight was held to that, not held to that, but had to do that right now. Go literally 2 weight classes above their ideal weight. Pacquiao's doing it, but that's for money, But you know what I'm saying? So that to me gives it to... I don't know, man. I have so much respect for what that kid's doing.
But you know what, Jimmy? It's not his first fight at 135. He's fought there 4 times. So if he's fought there 4 times, he kind of belongs in the weight now, right?
Oh, and I agree. I don't think prior to me seeing him tonight, I would have said 126 was his ideal. But he's put on so much mass at his age. You know how hard that's going to come off. Well, if it came on clean through nutrition and proper diet, you don't lose that mass in 18 months. He could starve it off, which is stupid. He's actually transformed his body to where now 126, I think, would actually weaken him and take the zap of strength. Exactly, Mark, exactly. I agree with Mark there, 130.
I want to say one thing as well, like a lot of praise to Loma for being up in the weight and stuff. But I also want to do something that a lot of people aren't doing. I want to praise Teofimo. And the reason I want to praise him is because it's very rare you see a 23-year-old kid fighting back-to-back against a world champion and a pound-for-pound unified world champion. It's very rare you see that in today's sport. He's taken on one of the greatest fighters on the planet, pound-for-pound, bar nobody. One of the most skilled athletes. And everyone's like, oh, he's emotional, all this. He's had 15 professional fights. I know Loma has as well, yeah? But Loma's fought 14 of them against world fucking champions. He's been at this pinnacle constantly through 3 weight divisions. After his 3rd, 4th fight, people were rating him top 5 in the world pound for pound.
Excellent points, man. I mean, this is as elite as it gets. Also, by the way, Kevin was talking not a smack, man, about this guy's a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. I just gotta remind him, man, do not grumble against one another, man. Brothers, so that you may not be judged. Behold, the judge is standing at the door. That's all I gotta say about that. Fellas, let's go to, we got a whole bunch of phone calls, guys, so let's get to them, man. 719, you're on the air, 719.
Yo.
What's up, man?
Yo.
Identify yourself, please, soldier.
It's the Brotherhood.
Oh, Brotherhood. Oh, okay. I don't know. Which
I gotta go.
Hold on. Which Brotherhood are we? Which Brotherhood are we gonna get? The nice Brotherhood or the guy that thinks we're the White Devils?
Drunk Brotherhood. So
oh boy! All right. Let us have it. Let us have it. Go ahead.
All I know is 5th round KO. T.O.
Oh.
This ain't no little ass Rigo.
I'm shocked.
This ain't no little ass Rigo. It's T.O.
Oh, rhymes.
Lomachenko gonna get his ass whipped.
That's right.
Teofimo gonna do a backflip.
Damn. Hey, he's rhyming today. He's Muhammad Ali today. He's rhyming. Hey, give us a little rhyme. I'm gonna give you a little bit. Go ahead.
That's the worst beat ever, BDA.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
That's like 9 beats an hour, mate.
All right.
I remember that. 5th round KO, T.O. Say no little ass Rigo. Lomachenko gonna get his ass whipped. Teofimo gonna do that backflip. That's all y'all need to know.
Damn.
Man, that's interesting.
My man, Brotherhood in the building. Let's
Brotherhood, just real quick. If he does that, if that comes to fruition, how much credit does Lopez get for that? Just because of the strength advantage, or because he's that good?
Well, let's see. Well, you say how much credit should he get?
Yeah. No. How much are you going to give him? Not how
Well,
much should he get.
How much am I gonna give him personally? It's just another win on the record for me. It ain't no career defining win because Lomachenko over anyway. But y'all, the people that boost Lomachenko up like he the greatest of all time next to Ali, y'all have no choice but to give T.O. all the credit in the world. Y'all gotta have T.O. in y'all top 5 pound for pound.
Somebody doesn't like Eastern European fighters from the East Side.
Fuck all them East Side bitches.
Who wants to respond to what Brother who's saying? Come on, guys. I'm going to get you involved here too.
I'm going to say, fuck all them South Side bitches.
Oh, wait a minute.
Ride with the North Side all day.
Who else wants to go? Go ahead.
Well, I'll say this.
I don't want to hear that Matrix shit after tomorrow night.
Hold up. This from a big ass Teofimo fan. Lomachenko beat that kid. He get full credit because that kid's dangerous as hell. If Teofimo beats Lomachenko, he definitely gets full credit. The dude's on the pound for pound list, in my opinion, the best, if not the best, at 135. He's definitely the best skill wise at 135, arguably the best in boxing. So Teofimo get full credit. But I give Lomachenko credit too because, to be honest, guys, I don't think nobody else at 135 beats Teofimo but Lomachenko.
All right.
I ain't trying to hear that shit.
See, again, a legit fucking opinion.
Hold on, fellas. One at a time.
Making it
all right.
Talking about, he's a big, young, strong kid. If Lomachenko loses, it's okay. No, I ain't trying to hear that. That kid is one fight past the prospect. One fight. Now, if y'all talking about he the greatest to ever do it or the greatest of this era, then how much credit should he get for beating a goddamn dude that was barely past the prospect? This one fight away from fighting Anthony Yard, Kovalev fighting Anthony Yard. It's not much different.
That's right. That's right.
All right, who wants to respond to that?
Well, I just don't know. I mean,
I got to respond.
I'm just
Brotherhood Boardroom.
All right, Jimmy, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say real quick, regardless of my opinion, his opinion, what they are at the end of the day, opinions. What you can state is statistical fact that's irrefutable, and that is Lomachenko is the only professional fighter to fight 13 current or ex-world champions in his first 14 fights. And what he's doing now, I can appreciate you're not trying to hear it, but again, your opinion is your opinion. That's all. I'm saying you can say you don't want to hear it, but when you sit there and try to denounce this kid's talent and what he's achieved because of some whatever motive, it's just disrespectful. That's all.
Oh, rim shot.
All right, hold on. One at a time, fellas. One at a time. Brotherhood, go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say based off of what Jimmy said.
It's all the accomplishments you name and ain't gonna fucking matter tomorrow night. So I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. Excuses. That's just the stuff y'all gonna be leaning on so y'all can keep riding this jock after tomorrow night. That's all y'all saying that for. But he did that. Nah, but he got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
And so
I wonder how much button you were doing after fucking Wilder got beat like a rented mule.
Wait a minute.
Why don't you tell me about that? Why don't you bring that up, buddy? Yeah. Silence of the Lambs.
Fury did whoop that boy ass.
All right, listen, Brotherhood. Thank you for your. Thank you.
Brotherhood was talking mad shit.
Wait. One question before I go.
Go ahead.
All right, if he beat Teofimo Lopez, is this one of his top 5 wins? Tell me that. That says a lot.
Who wants to go for that one?
He beat Teofimo Lopez. Is this one of his top 5 wins?
I'll answer it. In terms of the level of danger the opponent gives him, yes. In terms because of the weight. In terms of the actual resume, no.
I got a different answer for that. Let's say Lomachenko beats him, right? Even if he stops him, but it's a competitive fight. Let's say Tio goes on to do good things like Floyd Canelo. The Floyd that Canelo fought, the Floyd that that got in the ring with Canelo was nothing what he is today, right? So it's the same thing. That's the way I apply that.
All right, listen, we got a lot of phone calls, so we got Brotherhood, thank you for calling in. We're going to go, and I've deposited 15 shekels into your account based on this call, all right? 15 juicy shekels. All right, take it easy. We got to move on, man. All right. Man, all right, another phone call. Guys, we got plenty of phone calls today. People are hyped. 773, you're on the air, 773.
Why you guys act so surprised when I call out Teofimo Lopez? Come on, you know he's a punk.
Now we got the anti-Brotherhood on the line.
Punk. He's a punk kid, and he's sitting there, and he's disrespecting Lomachenko, the multiple weight division champion. And then after he gets a knockout against a can, he likes to do his little dance where he jumps around and does the whatever little millennial dance he does. The dude's just a punk kid. All right. Like it is.
All right, listen.
If Lomachenko was out doing his little goofy dances, then I would call him a punk. But Lomachenko, he's cool, calm, and collected. He's stoic. He acts like a man.
All right, we got it. How many cliches? How many cliches are you gonna throw at us? Oh, he's cool, calm, and collected like a cucumber. Shut up. We already got your point. Listen, Kevin. Did I get your prediction? Hold on. Let me check. I did, right? Yeah. Prediction, Kevin. No, I didn't get your prediction. What the fuck? I thought I wrote it down.
And then, hold on, real quick, my last point.
Go ahead.
My last point. They said I'm making excuses if Lomachenko loses. No, I'm just talking about height jobs. Oh, he was a height job. If Teofimo goes out there and gets knocked out, it's not like he was a bad fighter or he was all hype. No, he deserved to be where he was. He just lost to the better fighter. That goes across so many different fighters. They always, he's a hype job. I knew he sucked. He sucked all along. His career was a joke. Look, this is what people do. They like to just tear down other people when it comes to their boxing credentials. I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to this character, the way he handles himself, it's clear as day. He's a punk.
All right. Well, listen.
Story. Yeah.
All right. That's a good point, though.
Real quick, Kevin.
Mean to him. You know,
Kevin.
don't be mean to him. He's a punk.
All right. Hold on. D wants to. Yeah, go ahead, D. Go ahead.
Quick question, Kevin. So, did you consider Ali a punk too? Because he had twice the mouth as Teofimo.
Wait, who's
I think Ali was a little more classy with it. He was more funny.
Come on, man.
I want to see what Kevin. I want to see what
Clay came out. I'm talking Cassius Clay. Ali got crafty as he got older, but Cassius Clay was bold, brash, and talked a lot of shit.
Yeah. He would talk shit, but he would do it, and he would do it with the rhymes and shit. Like one person I do think he did cross the line with. I'll give you the idea is Frazier. I think the shit he said about Frazier was uncalled for. But I think for the most part, he didn't get disrespectful. Is my point. I think you know what I mean.
I think he was still an asshole too, Jimmy. Yeah, a lot of people. We can't forget
a whole lot of Kevins in here, man. It's a whole lot of damn Kevins in here. Can we let Kevin answer the question?
Kevin, go ahead, man. Kevin, go ahead. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, don't try to get all tough. Jefferson.
Just like you said, hold on. Just like the man said, he does it
Yeah.
He did it with some wit. He did it with some pizzazz. Just like Tyson Fury. I would say he's arrogant too, but he does it in a comedic way. He does it in a likable way. Teofimo just does it in a kind of a punk, arrogant, in a thuggish way. He does it in a thuggish way. There's a difference. If you can't tell that, you gotta learn social cues. You gotta learn how people what they're trying to portray themselves as. And Tyson Fury, Cassius Clay, it's obvious they're trying to entertain.
All right, Kevin
is trying to portray himself as a gangster. He wants to be a thug. He wants to be a hard ass.
All right, point taken. Point taken.
You're just
Kevin.
a good boxer.
Point taken, man.
You're a good boxer.
All right. Kevin, thank you for calling. I had to hang up on him because we got your point, man. It's true. And by the way, shout out to Sean Newton in the chat who says, check out Boxing with Sean, his channel, fantastic channel. He says, let's not forget Ali called Joe Frazier a gorilla, even after Ali had given him money. That was pretty low. And also turning his back on Malcolm X. And it turns out history vindicated Malcolm X more than Ali himself, who was basically just repeating what the Nation of Islam told him. By the way, I see we got Precise on the Discord as well. Precise, how are you, man? Thank you for being on.
How's everybody?
Good, man. We're doing fantastic.
What's up, Kevin?
Listen, we got to get to a lot of phone calls. So you want to say something before we go to the phones?
Yeah, I agree with Kevin. Ali was cracked out degenerate. Got kicked out of Pleasant.
He got kicked out of Pleasantville?
That's right.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that.
That's why Middle America didn't like him. He was a degenerate.
Oh,
he actually said Ali was classy. He was talking about Teofimo. So thanks about your feelings.
Fuck no, Ali might be considered classy in today's day and age, except not with the lefties. But back in those days, he was considered a degenerate because people weren't as demoralized as they are today. Ali was horrible, great fighter, but whatever. Let's take a call.
Well, precise to your point, dude. No, just precise his point. When he changed his first, when he changed his name to Muhammad Ali, and he took the Muslim name. A lot of of course, cornbread white Americans didn't like that. But then when he took the fucking anti-war, there's a lot of people sending their kids off to war. The red, white, and blue types, and this dude saying that. So yes, because I'm old enough. I caught the around 73, 74, and he was still paying for that. That definitely pissed off a lot of people. They call him a dirty hippie.
All right,
look, Ali was a likable guy, but he was also dislikable, man. You can't just say he was likable. He was dislikable as well.
Yeah, he had charm. He had charm, but there was also a lot of bad in there. You could say the same thing about most people. This conversation has potential. I want to come back to it, but first, just because we've had people waiting a long time on the phone, so let's just get through them. And then we'll come back to this, right, fellas? 331. You're on the air. 331.
Hello?
Yes, 331. You're on the air.
Oh, yeah. So I want to say that it's going to be Lomachenko by unanimous decision. But I think one thing that a lot of people overlook is that Lomachenko tires people out because he moves so much. And like all of Lopez's past opponents just stood right in front of him. I mean, if you look at Richard Comey, right in front of him, but Lomachenko doesn't do that. If you look at Luke Campbell and Jorge Linares, they were tired, man. So, I mean, that's one thing that you have to like really consider about because, I mean, Lopez has a chance. He has a puncher's chance. It could be that he could catch him, but as the rounds go on, I think Lomachenko has a better chance. So yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely, man. Go ahead, D.
The 112 round fight he fought, not sure if the caller saw this, but I don't think Nakatani stood in front of him at all. And that was the 12 round fight that he fought. So I don't know if I can agree with that. Probably his hardest fight too.
But
and the guy didn't stand in front of him and he still won.
You can't compare that guy to Lomachenko. Lomachenko, he moves around a lot, man.
Bro, I didn't compare him. I just knocked down the fact that all of his opponents stood in front of him. And that was his hardest fight, and he didn't stand in front of him, and the kid still.
Nakatani was mainly in front of him, but he used a little movement side to side, but he was mainly in front of him.
Yeah, and Carl, we do say that too all the time about Lomachenko. One of the things he does to people, he mentally exhausts them because you get tired trying to time him, and he's almost impossible. He's constantly changing angles, even if it's or hand levels and hand speed. You know what I mean? He does all that. There's a reason why he's always doing those weird exercises. Another thing that Teofimo Lopez just eviscerated. He shit on everything about Loma.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, caller,
one thing that Teofimo says, I don't watch his fights. That's going to be a big mistake. Now, if he's lying, he's a good liar, but he's like, I don't watch his fights. He goes to Lomachenko's fights, like personally, he's like, no, I didn't even watch the fight. And it's like, come on, dude, like seriously?
Yeah.
It's like that's a big mistake, man. Like Lomachenko is something. It's a guy that you don't mess around with, man. I mean, Teofimo Lopez, like I said, he does have a chance because he does have power, like the previous caller said, like the first round through four.
Uh-huh.
Through four, he has a really good chance. But after those rounds, I don't see him beating Lomachenko. But I think it's going to be Lomachenko by unanimous decision.
Oh, okay, Lomachenko unanimous decision, fantastic. Thank you for calling in, 331, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, man? Enjoy the fights tomorrow.
All right, take it easy.
All right, take it easy, fella. I was going to call him fella. Let's go to another phone call real quick. Come on. 917, you're on the air. 917.
Yo, what's poppin', man? What's going on, everybody?
Oh, is this Jackson?
No, it's David.
Oh, come on. You gonna fuck with me on this one?
No, that is David. That is him.
All right. What
up,
all right, David.
Nice, yo. Shout out, everybody. Yeah,
What's
so,
up?
Why is
What's up,
everybody acting like Lomachenko is not going to get hit at all?
It's a great question, man. Great question.
I never said that. He's going to get hit. He's gotten hit in all his fights.
Not
but
you, but some people, it feels that way.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
Lomachenko hit in the Luke Campbell fight?
Absolutely. Yeah,
he got hurt.
Was
he
Lomachenko
got hurt.
hit in the Linares fight?
Plenty.
Was Lomachenko hit in the Pedraza fight?
Yes.
So what is it about this fight that we think that somehow something is different about this fight, that he's not going to get hit by Lopez? Is
Can I answer that question?
Less opposition than Linares? Is Lopez less opposition than Luke Campbell?
All right. Fellas, please hold on. Point taken from the caller, and Precise came in first. He wanted to answer that question. Go ahead, Precise.
Sure.
Well, it's like this. Just as he's looking at certain cherry-picked fights where Loma got hit a little bit, people who are predicting this fight are looking at some other fights where he didn't get hit a little bit. You could look at Linares or Campbell or all these guys that fought a certain style that Teofimo can't fight, or you could look at Guillermo Rigondeaux, who fought very similarly, most similarly to anybody else on his record. And in that fight, yeah, it's a fight. Everybody gets hit. But if Rigondeaux hit him with one good shot, I never saw it. So, and he maybe landed 3 punches to even worthy of mentioning. So no one's, to say that everybody's acting like Loma never gets hit is a little bit of an overstatement, or it's hyperbole. And I get what you're saying. But at the same time, you're committing the same mistake because you're only looking at certain cherry-picked fights where he gets hit and making an ideological prediction, basically.
Jimmy, before the caller response, Jimmy wanted to say something. Jimmy, go ahead.
No, actually, Precise said exactly what I was saying. He's not going to be able to. He's using fighters who want Teofimo Lopez isn't going to emulate their style. I mean, Linares minus the chin, it was his combinations were like butter. That fucking dude is a beautiful boxer. So yeah, no. So again, Precise said what I wanted. So next,
caller. Hold on. Let me get to the caller. Let me get to the caller, and then we'll get to you. Caller, go ahead.
Saying Lomachenko was hit a little bit is a little bit of an understatement. And did you not see his face after all those fights? Getting hit a little bit. And
after those wins?
If you really think he cherry-picked Pedraza, he cherry-picked Luke Campbell, he cherry-picked all those guys, then you might as well he also cherry-picked Lopez.
No, he's not. No, you're missing. He didn't say cherry pick as in those were cherry pick fights. He was saying you were cherry picking different fighters to use as your example. I just wanted to let you know that that's what he meant by that, I believe.
Okay.
Look. Okay. You're committing the same mistake that people who are. My point is this. Maybe you could listen so you could understand.
Oh.
You're committing the same. You're committing the same mistake. All those people that are saying Loma never gets hit. I'm trying to meet you guys in the middle. Because you're looking at the fights where he gets hit a lot, and none of those guys fight like Teofimo. Those people are looking at a fight where he almost didn't get hit, and that guy fights a lot like Teofimo. So, I think it makes more sense to meet somewhere in the middle. And in my opinion, just my opinion, one last thing, he's not going to get hit as much against Teofimo because he can't afford to. And he knows, look, if I know this, everybody else on here know this, the two of the greatest boxing brains in boxing today don't know this. Come on, man, let's not be naive.
All right, I'll let the caller respond, and then D wanted to say. Well, actually, let's get D before because he wanted to say something.
No, go to the caller first. Go to the
caller.
caller.
Thanks, D. All right, caller, go ahead. Ball's in your court.
Lomachenko certainly can't afford to get hit by a guy like Lopez. And is Lopez less opposition than all those guys I mentioned? If those guys are connecting some shots, you could expect Lopez to at least land something close to that range. And with his power, I just don't think Lomachenko is going to stand up to that power. And I think, you know, it's got to count for something that Lopez is going to be able to land clean on him.
Okay, I got a question. Caller, I got a question.
He's just going to take big shots like nothing.
Well, caller, I got a question for you then, because we got to move on. But so you're saying you're giving, if I'm correct or listening correctly here, you're picking Lopez by knockout.
Lopez by knockout, because he's the world champion. Don't just treat him like he's some cherry pick.
Nobody's treating him that way. But now my question is, if he can't knock him out, or if he can't hurt him, and it's the 8th, 9th round, are you gonna think?
Then Lomachenko outboxes him. If he can't knock him out, then Lomachenko outboxes him.
Just wanted to make that clear because we're talking a lot about power. All right, listen, David, thank you for calling in, man. I'm gonna write your prediction down if I can later on because I don't have time now. We got a lot of phone calls, but call in next time, okay, man?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you for calling, man. Enjoy the fights tomorrow. All right, a lot of calls. D, you want to make a statement before we get to the phone calls?
Just real quick, I just wanted to say that the caller wasn't too far off because Linares, Pedraza, and Luke Campbell are not the same boxers. Okay, they're all different boxers stylistically, especially Luke Campbell. He's a southpaw. So, and you know, these guys are 3 different guys, and they were all able to find Lomachenko. Okay, now we can sit up here and say, okay, all 3 guys are better boxers than Teofimo. I don't necessarily agree with that nonsense. There's also a misnomer about Teofimo is only coming with power. And again, in my breakdown, I dispelled that nonsense. Also, one more thing, guys, this fucking Rigondeaux, on both sides, people comparing the Rigondeaux, it's a silly fucking comparison because Rigondeaux, Guillermo Rigondeaux, was coming up from 122, and Teofimo Lopez is at 135. So let's compare it to the guys that Loma's seen at 135. The Rigondeaux comparison needs to just
try to do it quick, please, D, because we've heard this one before.
No, I don't want to compare it. I'm just saying, like, we should talk about the guys he fights at 135.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to that.
The same Rigondeaux.
We'll get back to that. We'll get back to what David said too, because I got a couple of points to make about that. But we got a lot of phone calls, so let's get to it. 617, you're on the air. 617.
Hey, what's going on, BDA? How you doing?
Good, man. How about yourself? And are you excited for this fight, man?
Oh, absolutely. I'm actually from Boston, so me and Jimmy probably have a lot in common. So me and recognize too in Puerto Rican. But for this fight, you know,
salute.
I'm actually salute, brother. I'm actually, you know, I got Loma win. Probably by late stoppage around probably the 10th or 11th by body shot. One thing I wanted to bring up is that, Loma's fought, hard punchers in the past, Nicholas Walters is an example. And, when everybody was coming in the predictions, people were saying that Walters was going to knock Loma out. And, Loma knows how hard he hit. So he fought slightly differently in the beginning until he got comfortable with the range and knowing that he had it all under control. And then you see him, start taking 2 Walters, taking it right into his face and basically just playing with him at the end. I'm not saying that's going to happen with Teo, but what's going to happen, he's going to fight slightly differently than what he usually does because, Linares is a good puncher, but he's not no devastating puncher like Teo was. So he didn't have that same kind of fear going into the fight. So, he wanted to take that more into like a technical kind of fight. So he fought more technical than just, taking it right to him like he did with Walters. So I think, Teo, the fight with Teo is going to be slightly different, a little more boxing in the first probably 4 to 5 rounds. Trying to make sure download all that information, get the game plan going, and then after he figures it out, then he's going to start picking up the pace.
Yeah, I think that's those that are picking Lomachenko are going with that. That seems to be the modus operandi for Lomachenko. Let me ask you something. You brought up Walters. Do you think Walters is a better opponent than Lopez or vice versa?
No, I think Teo is better technically than Walters is. Sure, Teo is younger, but he's got a lot. He's got that IQ. He's got that good boxing IQ, which I know D agrees with. He's got really good high boxing IQ. I don't think it's as high as Loma's though. Which is what's going to make the difference, I think. But Walters, had a lot of power going in at 126 and at 130. And you can just see how, Loma just kind of adapted to, trying not to get hit. He got hit a couple of times after he showed him the breakdown to the body, but, he was taking something off of those. He was either moving away from it or moving, to the side. So, that's going to play a big thing into the fight. And, when Loma stepping to the side, I think Jay brought this up in the last video. He's pretty much taking away some of the power from the shots because, the fighters have to come all the way around across their body to actually land that shot, which takes about probably like 50% of the power off. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's not going to be full power. So that's, an interesting dynamic that's going to happen in the fight. One way I can see Tio actually landing a big shot on Loma is actually if he hits him with an uppercut with the right hand, as Loma's trying to spin around him. I think he did that in the Magdaleno fight, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
I think that's a shot that might be there early on, and if he can capitalize on that, then it might be an early night, but I just don't see that happening too often. And if it happens once and it doesn't get full power and hurts Loma, I think Loma's going to adapt to it and not going to give him that same look again.
Fantastic breakdown, man. Fantastic breakdown. Listen, man, we got to go, but thank you for calling in. Call back next show, all right, man? I want to hear what you got to say as well. Next show, and take it easy and enjoy the fights tomorrow, all right, man?
A lot of good callers, D.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Take it easy, man. That was a Puerto Bostonian, Puerto Rican in Boston.
Yeah, dude.
There's a lot of Ricans, There's a lot of Ricans in Boston.
That's right.
Yeah, there is. There is.
All right, everybody.
Indeed, just real quick too. I just wanted to say I only said Linares was a better boxer, but I also that's not an insult because I think he's great. I didn't say the other two were, and not to speak for precise, but I think we meant like he was. They don't fight like him. Doesn't mean we're saying they were better, but they don't fight. You know what I mean? They don't fight like him. You know what I mean?
Can I say something really quick?
I actually agree with that, Jimmy, and I put that in my video that he doesn't fight like them. But just a quick question. Okay, so Linares and better box. I get that. I feel that. Pedraza and Luke Campbell, are they better boxers than Teofimo or no? What are y'all opinions?
I don't think so myself.
The point that I made was really simple. You could either choose to understand it or you could pretend you don't. Styles make fights. Everybody always says this, right? Styles make fights. Okay, great. All those three guys at lightweight that Loma fought they could counterpunch, no doubt about it, but they were primarily boxers. Teofimo can box a little bit, but he's primarily a counter-punching puncher, which is the exact same style as Guillermo Rigondeaux. So to start talking about styles and then when talking about who's going to land and how, right? You're comparing these different styles, saying that they landed, and the answer to that is, well, the reason why they landed is because they fought a certain style, and they weren't much of a threat when it came to power. Guillermo Rigondeaux, on the other hand, who was a counter-punching puncher, was very dangerous and much quicker and also faster and more explosive than Teofimo Lopez. Guillermo Rigondeaux was. Lomachenko knew that going into that fight, and that's why he fought a completely different fight, and that's why he got barely touched by that guy. Whereas going up against these boxers, he could afford I'm not saying he wanted to get hit, but he could afford to take more chances. When it came to Guillermo Rigondeaux, and in my opinion, that's how he's going to start out fighting this fight. He basically circled away from that left hand till Guillermo Rigondeaux was dizzy, and I think he's going to circle away from the right hand, watching out for that leaping left hook till Teofimo is dizzy, and then he's going to jump his ass and tear him up inside.
I gotta intervene. Hold on, I gotta intervene though. Precise. You said Rigondeaux is more dangerous with the left than Lopez?
Insofar as landing that punch cleanly on the jaw, I'm not saying that it would have more of an effect, but insofar as being more precise of a puncher, faster to the target, and more devastating at his weight, yeah, that was Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now, Lomachenko didn't know how that power would tell at 135, and probably not as much. However, he gave Guillermo Rigondeaux that respect because of the style and the explosiveness and the fact that the guy has broken jaws before. He gave him that respect. Yes. Now, going up against Teofimo, he's going to give him the same respect. He's going to move in the other direction, obviously, because he's not a southpaw. And he's not going to... He's just not going to be fighting as aggressively as against these other guys, obviously, because that's what he's done. All you got to do is watch the fights. That's all you got to do, really.
All right, hold on.
Yes.
Before,
And
hold
that's
on, before,
something
hold on, yeah, Guns, because Recognize wanted to say something way back, so we'll get Recognize and then we'll get to you, Guns. All right, Recognize.
I just want to say that real quick. Look, I think that people that are picking Tio. I think that's based on a feeling, a gut feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a gut feeling. It has nothing to do with really what he's done throughout his career. If I guess after he knocked out Comey, they said, "Damn, he could do that to Lomachenko." And I agree. Like if he catches him, but I don't think that's based on evidence. That's not based on when you search his fights and you look him up and you say, "Yeah, that's the guy that's going to be Lomachenko." I think that's just based on a gut feeling, and it might be true. But I don't, when I come to breaking down fights and who I think is going to win, I don't go by that. I go by who I think is going to win. Who has the?
Hold on, D. Hold on, D. Yeah, D.
Go ahead,
Gonzalo. Go ahead, Gonzalo. Go ahead.
I agree with Precise because look, they call Rigandao el Chacal, which pretty much means the Green Reaper, the guy that comes out of the dark and snatches up your soul. He'll rip your fucking head off. He's a counter puncher. Okay, now Lomachenko is not fighting in 126. He's also put on the weight and he's fighting at 35. So he's not gonna fight like a really, really small guy, although Teofimo is the bigger guy. But when Lomachenko, those guys in Pedraza and Luke Campbell fought him, they were trying to fight him in the same style, trying to figure out the blueprint, mirror his fighting style and have like the lead head control. But still, Lomachenko was able to do better than them and beat him with his own game because he is the master of that. And in comparison to Teofimo and Rigandao, going back to that again, yeah, he's similar. He's going to be like Rigandao 2.0 because he's still fast and he is a counter puncher and he's going to go in there to try to rip fucking Lomachenko's head off. But it's the same style. When he misses, he's going to start getting tired and Lomachenko's going to exploit that. It's different, going in two different styles.
That's a great point, Gonzalo. Great. Yeah, they're very similar in style. D, go ahead, man, and then we're going to get back to the phone calls.
Yeah, it's just two things. One thing is I'm not going to sit here and actually I'll listen to it, but I'm not going to sit here and agree with a 37-year-old Guillermo Rigandao was more explosive than a 23-year-old Teofimo Lopez. That's absolutely ridiculous. You must not be watching Teofimo Lopez if you're going to tell me that this 37-year-old Rigandao was more explosive than Teofimo. He's probably older than that. But anyway, outside of that.
Well, maybe
Gonzalo, did I cut you off, dude?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, D. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I keep hearing a lot of condescending statements about, if you make fight predictions, if you watch film. I just want to invite everybody to the Fantasy Boxing Prediction League. Very, very good league. Very much competition there. Mark Unrivaled in there, Wasi Rockman, IBT, a lot of competent people. I don't think any of you guys don't think Mark is incompetent when it comes to boxing. So everybody has all these techniques and strategies and breaking down fights. You guys come on over to the Fantasy Boxing Prediction League where I usually hover around the top and see what you guys can do because, fuck all the condescending comments.
Anyway, we'll see come Saturday night.
Hold on for a second. If I could predict fights, then I would know.
Hold on.
Let's see what happens Saturday.
Fellas,
come on. Predict the fight, man. Prove it.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, come on. We're not going to
That
go
was a recording.
Yeah, that was a recording. All right, hold on.
What's the easiest?
It's a boxing.
You guys want to know the easiest way? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You guys want to know the easiest way to tell a new boxing fan? It's like a lady cop for her first day on the job. She gotta come up and step up to the dudes and show how hard she is, basically, right? Because she got a certain standard to live up to. So the best way to tell a new boxing fans is the guys who start watching boxing and in a short period of 2 years, they read all the books they can, they research all the shit, they memorize all the fights that they've never watched, and they join prediction leagues and they try to, show whose dick is bigger. And you know, like for all cunts like myself, that shit doesn't get us hard anymore. But you know, maybe 10, 15 years ago, maybe you could have gotten me to get a little bit excited about that shit. But these days, that shit's for noobs, man. Have fun with that.
Hey, you know what's funny,
Well,
real
I
fast?
mean,
You
I
know what's
thought
funny?
you
You know
said
what's funny?
if you know what you're saying, you can predict fights. Precise. That was your
But I
words.
believe I was
Exactly. If you
talking.
know what
I
you're
believe I
saying,
was
you can
talking.
predict fights.
You're very
So come predict
condescending, and you
fights.
think you're
You
a Billy
too.
Badass. But
Hold
I
on,
was
hold on, hold
talking
on.
before you.
Gonzalo.
Hold on.
Hold on,
No,
hold
but
on,
he cut me
hold
off,
on.
Mr. BDA.
Yeah, well, Gonzalo, go ahead,
Can
Gonzalo.
I
Go
speak
ahead.
loud if I was speaking first?
Go ahead,
Okay,
Gonzalo.
but
Go
you know
ahead.
what's funny? When
Yes.
Jefferson quotes fucking Rigondeaux that he's 37, he wasn't watching Rigondeaux when he was 30. He wasn't watching Rigondeaux when he was 27. But he likes to pick the old Rigondeaux. He likes to mention fighters with the low KO ratio, like when they got so many fights in already. When they've been only barely fighting 15 fights.
Gonzalo, he was 37 when he fought Loma. That's why I said 37. Lomachenko. So what's relevant is hold on. What's relevant is when he fought Loma, not when he was fucking 27, fam. It's
Did he
relevant
become
when he
champion when
fought
he fought Loma?
Lomachenko.
Was he champion before that? Was he not a gold
No,
medalist? Was he not a great fighter?
No, Gonzalo. Keep it in context. I was talking about his explosiveness at 37 because his explosiveness, hold on, Gonzalo, and being compared was talking about Lomachenko. So when he fought Lomachenko, Gonzalo, he was 37. So we got to talk about his explosiveness at 37, not 27 and all of this other shit when he was younger.
He's still explosive, bro. And it's not Rigondeaux
I
fighting
didn't
Loma.
say he wasn't, fam. I never said he wasn't. I said he wasn't more explosive than Teofimo Gonzalo.
No,
That's all I
he's
said. Why
smaller.
you so
He's
butthurt?
smaller.
Why are you so butthurt?
A smaller
Why are you
fighter
so
can pull the
butthurt,
trigger.
fam?
All right, hold on now.
I'm not.
Dude, you could
a
be more
smaller fighter.
explosive. You could
When
be more
you're smaller.
explosive. Hey,
Yeah,
you could
why
be
you
you
so
could be more
butthurt?
explosive with your punching, but if you don't land clean, it doesn't mean nothing, bro. I mean, you should know that.
Let me be
You're a
more
boxing fan,
specific.
right? You a boxing
Let me be
fan,
more
right?
specific so that
You a boxing
Gonzalo don't
fan?
be upset.
D,
Gonzalo, I
you
wasn't
a
talking
boxing
about
fan?
you. I was talking about this idiot Precise being condescending. I wasn't even talking
Oh.
about
No,
you.
but why you like to
Now, wait a
put
minute.
people down, man?
Yeah. He likes to put people down because he's
What happened?
insecure.
All right, hold on.
Your
First
shit
of
just
all,
turned dark.
first of all, hold on. This is starting to get above just a boxing disagreement. So I'm gonna have to intervene. We're gonna take a couple of phone calls. You sailors, you gotta cool off. And but before I do that, for the people in the chat room,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
this is what it's all about, baby. All right, like I said, let's take a couple of phone calls. Everybody cool down for a little bit. Let's go to nice little phone call. Middle of America, 832. You're on the air, 832.
What's up, y'all? I have a prediction. I think that Lomachenko wins by Teofimo Lopez quitting.
Oh. And how do you see that going down? Break it down for us.
Oh, D. Jefferson's crying right now. Well, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, look. So I see it like this: Teofimo Lopez, bro. When people say that Lomachenko gets hit a lot, but I mean those were like in fights like Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell, you can compare Luke Campbell to Teofimo Lopez. Luke Campbell is the gold medalist. Luke Campbell, like Teofimo Lopez, what he does to test to test the waters is he throws stiff jabs. Luke Campbell probes, and he tried to engage Lomachenko at Lomachenko's game, which is probing, seeing you out, setting traps. That's what Luke Campbell does. And don't get me wrong, Teofimo Lopez sets traps, but he's more willing to take a punch. And I think that he just forces things. How many people that force punches have do you think Lomachenko hasn't seen before? He's been in the Olympics twice, and he's fought guys like Nicholas Walters, who also likes to, follow up from a stiff jab. He always leads with a stiff jab, and I think the stiff jab is gonna be Teofimo Lopez's downfall. I think that it's gonna be like see what Lomachenko likes to do with tall fighters like Luke Campbell is that he actually likes to counter them with body shots. And I think that once Teofimo Lopez starts taking a lot of body shots, and not only that, but then like what Lomachenko did to what's his name, Anthony Crolla, which is like he's gonna start feinting him with the left hand, and then Teofimo Lopez is gonna get like all nervous and stuff. He's gonna shoot a right hand, and Lomachenko's gonna counter it. And actually, Teofimo Lopez might catch Lomachenko when he's trying to counter, but Lomachenko is already gonna be moving back, and it's gonna either way it's gonna like mitigate some of the punch, and even if Teofimo Lopez hits Lomachenko, it's not gonna put Lomachenko out like people think. Like,
That's a
if
great point,
anything,
man. That's a great
Lomachenko
point.
might leave the fight.
Yeah, but
Lomachenko might end up with like a bruise or two,
Uh-huh.
but like at 135 he always gets hit, and I mean it's not like he's gonna get hurt. He might end up with a bruise or two, but the one who's gonna take the most damage is gonna be Teofimo Lopez in the long run.
All right, now hold on a second, because I hear D Jefferson. I think he's watching Seinfeld reruns because I hear him laughing. Are you laughing at the caller's prediction, the breakdown, or what's going on here?
No, I was just caller. How many fights of Teofimo Lopez have you seen, fam?
I've seen quite a
Caller,
few.
you there?
He's answering. He's answering.
Yeah.
Okay. You said quite a few.
Yes, that's what he said.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, dude. I follow Teofimo very well. He throws somewhat of some kind of a snapping jab, but he doesn't really throw a stiff jab, fam. He doesn't set up shots and stuff with a stiff jab, so I'm just not really sure. I hear your breakdown, and if he was this guy that goes out there throwing these stiff jabs, then it sounds pretty good, but that's not his style, fam.
Oh, just to add,
at all.
the reason why Lomachenko gets hit.
Like caller,
A lot
the
of
caller.
135.
I know
Hold
what
on,
you guys feel, but
hold on.
let the caller respond.
Well,
Sometimes.
hold on, because what we do
What are you
here is
talking-
hold on. What we do is we'll take a call, and sometimes I want the call because if we just go call after call after call after call, the panelists don't have anything to say. So I want the panelists to respond too as well. Go ahead, Regan.
I was just going to say that, a lot of people have been talking about Lomachenko getting hit more at 135, or he's getting hit a lot, right? But there was a question asked to him by the guy from ESPN. And it's exactly what I thought already, was because of these guys' size, height, reach advantage, he feels he needs to be more aggressive. Okay? And in doing that, he's still dominating these guys. Look at Luke Campbell. Even in the round that Luke Campbell hurt Lomachenko had him doing the ugly face. Punched him on top of the head, hit him to the body. He was hurt, bro. He was if he would have did that a little earlier, I think he would have stopped him. That's how bad he was. That's
right.
how bad he was hurt.
Recognize. Let me get the caller in here. Are you? Go ahead, Recognize. I don't know if you were finished.
No, I was just going to say I think that a lot of people, they put too much stock in numbers, like it's a basketball game, like it's a football game. Dude, this is fighting. It has nothing to do with numbers. It's how, look, if Lomachenko gets sparked out, he's going to get caught with a big punch he doesn't see coming. Not a punch he sees coming, okay? Not a punch because he gets hit now a little bit too much. No, he's going to get knocked out with something more likely he doesn't see coming and he can't recover.
That's just behind the ear.
All right, let's get to the caller because we're running out of time on the calls here, and I want to get to the next callers. Caller, what do you have to say about that? Final thoughts before we move on.
I mean, well, my prediction is what it is. I mean, Teofimo, don't get me wrong, he's a good puncher, and I agree with what Recognize says. Of course, if he catches Lomachenko with the shot he doesn't see coming, of course he's gonna put him on his back. But I don't see Teofimo Lopez, like, he doesn't pivot fast enough like someone like Linares or someone like Rigondeaux. And I think, you know what? Here's what I was gonna say. I think what Lomachenko's gonna do is eventually you're gonna see some of that double jab. You're gonna see some double jabs, and then he's gonna pivot around Teofimo Lopez. And look, what happened when Richard Comey hit Teofimo Lopez with the right hand? He ducked, right? He ducked. That's the same thing Rigondeaux did. He ducked and tried to pivot. But Lomachenko, when Teofimo ducks, is gonna pivot and it might hit him with the uppercut, with the left uppercut. And I think Teofimo Lopez is gonna get frustrated, and especially with Teofimo, supposedly has been having family problems or whatever. He's already gonna have like some mental pressure. So just imagine what the pressure Lomachenko puts on him, the more stress, the more stressed he is, the more blood flow he gets in his brain, the more
Right.
bruises, and the more like body shots. I just don't see. I mean, it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun at the beginning. I think they might showboat each other, try to dance or whatever, and they're gonna land some leather, and it's gonna be a good chess match for as long as the fight lasts.
Yeah.
But I think over time, Teofimo Lopez will get frustrated.
What's your name again? What should we call you?
Call me Arturo.
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 Thank you for the call, man. Really, I asked you to break it down, and you gave me a good detailed breakdown. No, just bigger.
And
power.
to the caller, I
Yeah.
agree with you. I don't think Teofimo is going to land the big enough shot. I'm picking Loma to beat him.
All right.
That was a good call. He
Fantastic.
gave a good breakdown.
Let's get to the final. All right, Arturo, call back tomorrow. All right, my friend. Take it easy, man.
All right, appreciate it. Yeah.
Arturo Gatti on the line. All right, let's go to the final phone call for the moment. I'll open up the phone lines later on as well, but we got a lot to get to. So final phone call for today, or for the moment, 585. You're on the air, 585.
Oh, this should be interesting.
How you doing, Mr. BDA? This is Ben.
Oh my God!
All right, hold on. Let's do it quick, all right? All right, Vinny, how you doing, man? Well, are you hyped up for the fight? Vinny,
Yes,
are you hyped?
guys, I'm very excited.
All right.
I cannot sleep. It's going to be a very long night for me.
It sounds like you can't. It sounds like you can't sleep because you got allergies or something. But anyway, yeah. What's your prediction, Vinny? I'll write it down for you. Go ahead.
Yes, guys. Just like I beat COVID-19, Teofimo Lopez will beat your hero, Vasily Lomachenko, tomorrow night, a fifth round knockout. Pretty similar to the way Ricky Hatton was swept by Pacquiao.
All right.
I've never been so bored in my life. Oh, God.
Well, hold on. He said fifth. You said fifth round stoppage there, Vinny.
Yes, fifth
Okay.
round stoppage. And I also want to give a special shout out to Mr. Recognize of the Matrix. And also,
Thank you, sir.
I would like to give a shout out to Mr.
90 seconds.
Thank you, sir, for educating Mr. BDA's boxing fans in the chat who have no clue about boxing.
All right. Lopez, fifth round knockout. Now, I'm writing down everybody's name in different color just to differentiate it. I'm putting yours brown, like the color of a certain bodily fluid. I think it's called shit. All right, but your point well taken. I like your prediction. Lopez fifth round knockout.
Well, that's not nice, Mr. BDA.
I'm boasting your balls a little bit there, Vinny. You know I love you. All right, listen, Vinny. Thank you for.
Hey, Vinny, I think you're gonna get it. I think that prediction is gonna turn out exactly like your Wilder Fury prediction.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mr. BDA.
All right, now hold on.
One
Vinny.
more thing, Mr. BDA.
Yes, I'll give you the last word. Go ahead.
Yes. If indeed I am victorious in this prediction, I would like my anthem to be from the WWE, Mr. Ric Flair. Thank you very much, guys, and have a great day.
All right. All right, take it easy, Vinny. All right, that's a great. Hey, that's a great last call for the hour. That is.
Yeah, Vinny, we gotta go, buddy. Bye.
All right.
Where do you find these guys, BDA?
10 seconds.
I don't know, man. Precise. They come to us, man. They gravitate to us. All right, listen. Thank you for the calls, man, everybody. Before we continue, I want to get back to the panel because they've spoken very little. Shout out to Pete, Uncle Pete Scalebender for his contribution. He says, caller, calm down. I wish I knew which caller he was talking about. And shout out to Mr. E, who says, ho, 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 father fuckers. Yes. Father fuckers. Oh, father instead of motherfuckers. All right. Shout out to Mr. E. Thank you for your contribution. All right. For the moment, let's put a cap on the
Don't
phone
you ever
calls.
call me a father fucker in your life.
All right, I want to get to something here. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to it, or I wasn't sure if we're going to be able to get to it, so let's get to it right away. Just real quick, some of the fights here, because some people are saying too much too soon, perhaps, for young Teofimo Lopez, and I'm just going here to Alexis Arguello, Ray Mancini, another fight where a young'un stepped up against a true champ veteran in the sport. Arguello was at his peak, man. He was 29 years old, with a 72-4 record. Mancini was only 20 years old, and Mancini was actually ahead, I think, in 1 or 2 scorecards before the stoppage in the 14th round. He'd been dropped, I think, twice up to that point, and he just didn't have anything anymore. But he was fighting for his father, who was a World War II veteran. So he had that behind him. Then we have Roberto Duran versus Davey Moore, the Madison Square Garden Massacre. Moore was 12-0 coming in. He didn't have a long amateur career, but he was a quick learner. And Duran was looking like crap in his last few fights. So he was a 5-2 underdog. And then Duran, who was thought by many, like I said, to be finished, showed up in shape, ready to rumble. It was his 32nd birthday at the time. It was his birthday that day. And he's I don't know, it seemed to give him energy because he ended up stopping Moore in the 8th round. And afterwards, Moore, either because he was never really that good or because this fight ruined him, went on to a sad ending, committed suicide after his career went off the rails. And then we got Trinidad Vargas. Vargas was 20-0 with 18 knockouts. Trinidad was a 38-0 veteran with 31 knockouts. Young Fernando had wins over Winky Wright, Ike Corte, and Yuri Boy Campus, but it was too much too soon for Vargas, who gave it his all, but it wasn't enough and got stopped.
And Vargas, if you really think about it, Vargas had a way better resume than Teofimo did at this point, going into that fight. And it's not even close. I mean, he's just much better.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Winky Wright, Ike Corte, Raul Marquez, Yuri Boy Campus. Yeah. That's 4 good wins right there.
I
Gonzalo.
understand what people are saying. You got another example? Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I want to ask Gonzalo something.
I understand what people mean when they say too much, but personally don't. Because it's like we're saying that these young fighters shouldn't take a chance. They should only fight an old guy once they're sure that they could beat him. And that's basically cherry picking. I understand that's not exactly what people mean, but it instills that kind of a aura, I guess, if you will, in the fight. Because look, anything could have happened in the fight, and if the young guy had actually won, no one would be saying, it's boxing. Anything can happen. So I personally don't like this too much too soon, but I don't really have a problem with it either. I'm just saying anyone could win on the night. The better guy just won, period. I mean, that doesn't mean that if they waited 2 years, the young guy would have won. And if he would have won, what are you saying? Because he cherry picked an old man. It's like, come on, let's have competitive fights where sometimes the young guy loses. But I'm not saying that just because you use that saying that's what you're saying. But sometimes the young guy will win, and sometimes the old guy will win. That keeps it interesting.
Happens all the time in boxing.
Hey, Precise, didn't you say that Teofimo had a amateur record of 28-4? Isn't that what you put on your video?
You're really gonna take that bait? Because I'm gonna make you cry.
I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
Is that what you put in your video? Okay.
Do you really?
Hold on.
Do you really?
Dog, can I talk? Is that what you think, or were you putting that in there for a reason?
Are you done repeating yourself 5 times, or you want to repeat that one more time?
All right, go ahead, fellas. Go ahead.
What you think, or did you put that in your video for a reason? That's a simple question.
Yeah, I put it in my video for a reason. Let's continue.
All right.
So you don't think that? Because I sure hope you don't think that.
Oh my God, this fucking noob, man! Look, what's Teofimo's amateur record?
Wait. I just asked you that. Do you know what his amateur record is?
I showed it to you. I showed you his record.
28-4. Right?
Yeah, I showed you that record. Right, yes, so, I did.
Do a little research because he has a reported 150-20. It's reported.
Oh, reported. So your dumbass is talking. Oh, okay. So your dumbass is talking about reported, and my idiot ass is talking about recorded record. Shut the fuck up, dumbass.
He has officially 150 amateur fights.
Where's the record? Where's the record? Do you know what record means?
Yeah. Okay. Where'd you get the record from? The
Motherfucker,
same site that you always denounce. You got the record from the same site you always denounce. Box rap, you fucking dick. If you Google it, it'll tell you 150.
Okay, so all right. Let me just say this, and then Look, let me just say this.
Why you mad?
I'm not. Wait.
Hold on.
Gonzalo.
Wait. Hold on a second.
Because I have
let me
no
just say
issue
this.
with you. Why are you so butthurt, Gonzalo? Seriously.
All right, hold on a
even
second.
get.
Hold on a second. Hold on a
D,
second.
D,
I gotta intervene. I gotta
D,
intervene
I've
here.
had 150.
let me just answer something
If you
because
add
I
all
don't
the
think he
street
speaks
fights and the
English very
sparring
well.
sessions I've had.
Fellas,
Hold on,
fellas,
man. Let me say something.
fellas. I'm gonna don't make please don't make me please don't make me mute mics, man. You guys are know how this show works. You know better than that. Precise, go ahead.
Record. That's what's recorded.
Yeah,
that's the record. That's the meaning of the word record. What's
No,
on
Precise,
record?
you made that up. You made that up, Precise. Stop it.
Yeah,
you made it up.
you made that.
All right,
He's
all right.
150.
Now,
he
now,
went
if you
into
wanna,
BoxRec.
if
He
you
went into
wanna,
BoxRec
He
and
went to
forged the
box
numbers.
rec, the same fucking site he denounces all the time. You do your fucking research and stop sitting here
and
trying to posture
can
up,
you
dog.
stop
You fucking
interrupting
wrong
me,
about
All
dude?
right,
Why
but
are you
hold on a
interrupting
second.
me?
Hold on, guys. Can I ask something? Are we really gonna nitpick? Are we gonna
Hold on,
nitpick about the
BDA,
record?
BDA, hold on, because I'm getting attacked on here, and I'm not even being given a chance to respond, and I don't like that.
I did
Like,
give you a chance
if
to
you're gonna
respond.
ask me something,
Well, go
but
ahead.
he's just talking over me like a
Okay,
fucking.
fellas. All right, go ahead, Precise, and please let's wait until he's finished until we can get a riposte.
Anyway, the only and no need to respond because you're just gonna embarrass yourself.
Come on, Precise.
I stated many times. I stated that all these amateur fighters report to have this many fights, so on and so forth. I made a video exposing the fact that Golovkin has more than 5 losses, and I've said many times in the past that I don't believe this reported record of Lomachenko. So what record actually means is what's on record. All that other stuff is just urban fucking tales. That's just somebody said something, okay? But when we actually look at what's recorded and we talk about that record, that's what that is. And the reason why I love BoxRec, and I've said this many times over, I've never denounced BoxRec. Just because you criticize one aspect of a certain website, that doesn't mean you're denouncing the whole thing. So I would truly appreciate if you didn't misrepresent what it is that I'm actually saying and actually took the time to listen to what's being said, and then maybe you could learn something, D. So I don't denounce BoxRec. We all have our problems with sanctioning bodies and whatever, but we don't shit on all titles either. So it's just like, it's fucking little kid arguments, man. I'm not even going to respond anymore.
Hey, D, I got a question, D. I don't know if you want to respond to that, but I got a question. What was the point of bringing up the amateur
I
record?
don't want to respond to that because here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I don't like contradiction. You know what I mean? Especially, and then I don't know. Like, I asked Precise a question. Gonzalo jumps in there, recognized jump. I don't really have no issue with you guys.
Don't
but
put me in
Precise
it, man.
is
I
the
talk to
really
you
one that-
directly. Don't put me in it.
I know you good, but I don't really have no issue with you guys. You either Gonzalo. The condescending thing.
No,
was
I
all
don't have
about
an issue with you either.
Precise, bro. It was all about Precise, okay? And the thing is, he says some really off the wall shit, and I'm just calling him on it. So if he can't fucking deal with it, that's what I do. I call people on bullshit that I hear, and what you said was bullshit. It's just that simple.
So while I provide logical and concise arguments, all I hear in response is, "What you said is bullshit. I'm gonna go cry now." Man, shut the
It was
fuck up, man.
bullshit. It was bullshit and contradictory because you sat there with that whole excuse about why you
What's
did
the
it. But I've heard
contradiction?
you.
What's the
Hold on.
contradiction?
I'm gonna tell you if you
What's
shut the fuck up and listen, I'm gonna
what's
tell
the
you. Shut up and
contradiction?
listen. I'll tell you. You shut up
So
and
what's
listen.
the
I'll tell you.
contradiction?
Okay. Well, here it is. You
What is
sat
it?
there and gave us this whole story about recorded and reported and all of that bullshit. I've never once heard you, and I listened to your shit. You know, I responded on your video, but I've never once heard you say Lomachenko amateur record of 89-1. I always hear you use the 396-1, but now for Teofimo, all of a sudden it's recorded 28-4. Yeah, fuck, that's contradictory, fam. Because if you're going to
No,
go
it's
by
not.
recorded, hold on for a second. Let me talk, because you
No,
don't like
it's
people to
not
cut you off.
contradictory.
Don't be butthurt. Don't be butthurt. Let me talk, because you don't like people to cut you off. So slow down. Now, here we go. So if you're going to keep it consistent, like I take and pride myself in doing, and everybody here knows that, if you're going to keep it consistent and you say 28-4 when you make your little videos, then put 89-1. Use the same source of recorded, because BoxRec, which is what you used, has Lomachenko at 89-1. But I never heard you say that. That's contradictory. Now make up your reason why it's not.
Just because you don't hear what you want to hear, that's not a contradiction. The only way The only way a contradiction could actually happen is when you say things, okay? Just because you didn't hear something, that's not actually a contradiction. So please learn the English language and what these terms that you're using mean, like hypocrisy or a contradiction, because there is no contradiction. Now, if I were to, besides, I don't even feel like fucking defending myself. 'Cause you don't make any sense. It's whatever. You could be butthurt. I don't give a shit, man. You could call me names. You could say whatever the fuck you want. I'm not even going to address you because you're not on my level, kid.
All right, now listen. If I don't know what the point of all this is, but I just realized if Lomachenko got 2 gold medals in 89 fights, it's pretty gosh darn impressive. But then again,
And you know what? This is what I'll say to BDA. Look, if it's true that D's saying that Teofimo is 150 and 20 or some shit like that, right? And if it's true that Lomachenko is 396 and 1, what does that tell you, bro?
No, it doesn't. Listen. Again, recognize.
Right. So if it's 89 and 1, let me finish this one point. If it's 89 and 1, hold on. You didn't let me finish, D. You didn't let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So if he's 89 and 1, right? If BoxRec recorded 90 fights and he's 89 and 1, and Teofimo is what, 28 and 4? Okay. What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
It tells me Lomachenko has a better amateur record than Teofimo, which I've never said he didn't.
I agree with you.
I've never said he didn't. Like I don't sit here and dump on Lomachenko, fam. Not on my videos, never. I defend Lomachenko, but when I hear
so don't get mad. Don't get mad.
No, I'm not angry. That's the thing. I go at precise and here you guys come. That's the thing. It's just that simple. Like,
I mean, I'm talking about you're getting upset.
Hold on, these guys.
When I say I think Lomachenko's going to school him. I don't
get upset, fam. Listen, I said on my fucking prediction video that it's perfectly fine that people think Lomachenko should win. It should be that way.
Why? Wow, thank you. Thank you.
How am I
Wow.
getting mad, though? Again, like if you don't hear my content, then how can you assume that I'm getting mad? You don't hear my content, so you're just making a.
Either you're getting mad.
Here's the deal, D. I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a video I've never made before about Lomachenko's.
I don't really care what you make.
I
don't care what you make.
I'm gonna make a video about Lomachenko's amateur record, a video I've never made before, so that I'm not contradicting myself about anything. And maybe hopefully you could sleep well at night. Anyway, let's get back to fucking boxing.
Let's get back to the fucking. Hey, let's get back to the pro fight. That's what I'm interested in. I'm salivating over this pro fight, not the fucking amateur fight.
BDA, does Lomachenko also do a backflip?
Yes.
He does. Yeah.
That's crazy. Maybe they start fighting in midair, like the Chinese movies.
All right. Fucking.
I just wanted to say something about the fight. I'm sorry we wasted time on this bullshit, but
that's okay.
We keep hearing that we're not giving Teofimo enough credit, this and that, and it's whatever. Maybe that's. I thought we did a pretty good job in the film study video, but the thing that all these Teofimo supporters are saying is the punching power, the power once he hits him. They're acting like Loma's not going to be in there hitting him back. You know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is that the more you get hit by Lomachenko, and they're going to be probably clean shots, that's going to slowly drain you and take the power off your shots. That's going to fuck with your reflexes. That's going to affect you in the fight. And people are just acting. Teo is going to go in there and have his own way, and Loma's just going to run away trying to touch him up a little bit and outpoint him amateur style. And that's not how he fights. They're acting like Loma's not going to be in there punching him back. That's fucking, come on, man.
That's a fantastic point, man. That is a fantastic point. And we're going to get to that again. But just to Gonzalo's point, yeah, man, imagine they start fighting in midair like a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Crouching Tiger, that was a great movie, man. So if that happens, man.
You know, here's the thing, this is one thing that I'm willing to say. If Teofimo wins, he's not going to outbox Lomachenko. He's going to catch him flush and knock him out. Or it's close and it's a controversy decision, right? It's going to be one of those type of things, okay? And that's, as a boxing fan, look, man, and this is not just towards UD, this is towards anybody. When I make a prediction, this is what I see. This is This is the information that I pick up from watching boxing for a long time, and also being a boxer myself, understanding technique, understanding emotion. Okay, so I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but it's not a knock on you. It's just that I don't see what you see. After the fight's over, maybe after the fight's over, maybe I could be like, oh, D, is that what you saw? Is the way he won the fight? Is that what you then I'm willing to concede and say I missed that. But until that happens, bro, and I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not convinced. It's nothing to take personal, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me just say this right quick. Jimmy, Unrivaled, BDA. I appreciate you guys. I really do appreciate you guys, and I'll tell you why. Because you took the time to actually listen to my breakdown, listen to my fight prediction, and understand it wasn't total idiocy. So I appreciate you guys, because without listening to my breakdown, you're just really making assumption and coming from ignorance. So I appreciate
Yo, D, I respect you, but it's not a requirement that we have to listen to your content.
No,
bro.
I didn't say it's a requirement. I just said if you did listen to it, then you're coming from understanding instead of ignorance. If you're making assumptions and you don't really know how I broke it down, then that's ignorance.
Well, D,
ignorance is only lack of knowledge. It's not.
I haven't watched your video.
It's not a disrespect. It's not.
I didn't watch your video, D. I didn't watch your video,
so,
right?
I know you didn't. So you can't. You really
don't.
No,
but I'm not
where my head's coming
criticizing.
from.
Wait, I'm not criticizing your breakdown because I didn't
I'm
watch.
not criticizing you, fam.
Yeah, okay,
No,
but
what
I gotta say something.
Listen, maybe I'm misunderstanding you, but what I'm getting from you is you saying Tia's gonna knock him on the 7th round. That's it. And
I know.
When somebody breaks down Lomachenko and his opponents, you get upset. That's what I'm picking up from you.
Yeah, that's the thing, though.
But that's what I'm picking up from you, bro.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. I haven't seen your breakdown yet, not because I don't want to, but because I haven't had time to yet. I'm just going recognize. I'm going by.
Jimmy has.
Yeah, I'm just going by all the times I've talked to you on your stream and here. That's the thing. I'm going by that. But the one thing I do find bizarre is every time somebody starts saying, like the last caller or before last caller, not Vinny, the other guy, he was breaking down the fight, he was giving good points, and you were laughing. And I'm thinking, all right, is it is it really that unbelievable what the guy's saying?
Well, this is what was unbelievable about it. I mean, and I'm pretty sure that the guys that have watched Teofimo understands that he doesn't use a stiff jab. Another thing that I was giggling at was the fact about what the dude said about Linares, how he pivoted out. He caught fucking Lomachenko what's called the southpaw killer. He didn't pivot anywhere. He hit him with a fucking straight right, fam. So that was funny to me, because he didn't pivot anywhere to catch Lomachenko like that. And Teofimo doesn't use a stiff jab. So it was funny to me. Is that a problem? It was funny.
Because we're talking about being condescending.
Funny how? What do you mean funny?
Yeah, funny how? Like funny like a clown?
What do you mean
funny?
funny?
Because it's untrue. Like, it was comical. It was
no, but funny
so
how?
Any
like
of you guys are going to tell me.
Funny how? All right. He's not getting that. He's not getting that. He's not getting the reference.
Explain yourself. What do you mean by funny? What do you mean by funny?
Okay, hold on. The
What's
reference.
Funny about
it's not. Hold on. It's not working. The reference not working. All right, hold on. No, it's just because from my point of view, is because we were talking about being condescending, and if I were making because I know you, I know I wouldn't take it the wrong way. But if somebody doesn't know you and they're breaking it down, you're laughing, that could come across as condescending, because it's something we were talking about earlier about not being condescending. Now, Jimmy
and hypocritical, and also hypocritical also.
I don't listen. I didn't say is anything wrong with someone being condescending. I just pointed it out. When somebody gets butthurt and don't feel condescending, then that's just on them. If I was being condescending, so be it. No problem.
All right.
But if I call somebody out on being condescending, no need to get butthurt. Just accept the fact you're condescending. No problem.
You've been getting butthurt about what people had to say about Teofimo.
Precise. Stop crying. You sat up here and bitched this Stu Little about something you were willing to do. Stop being a little bitch, Precise. Come on, grow up. Be a man. Stop it. Just stop it.
So, anytime anybody has anything to say about Teofimo that you don't like, you automatically got to go at them. and be condescending, or hold on a minute, or do the things that you say you don't like when people do to you. Look, man, you could come in here, you could say whatever the hell you want about Loma. You're never gonna hear me like get into my fucking feelings because you're picking him to get knocked out in the 7th round. If it happens, it happens. It's whatever. But like people have been making very good points, boxing points about what's happening, what they see in these fights, and how they're seeing this fight going. And you're either snickering or you're saying they're not giving Teofimo enough credit, and you're getting really emotional, dude. It is what it is. So call me a bitch a couple more times, and I guess we'll be even.
Precise, open your ears up, because only the callers said that. Only the callers tonight said anything or cried about Teofimo not getting credit. Not me one time. So cut it out, dog. Just cut it out.
D, you're mentioning.
All I know is that your 5'2", 120-pound frame would not be calling me a bitch to my face. I know that much. That's the damn
Oh man, listen, dog. Don't play tough guy. We're talking boxing.
Look, you're the one who's being. No. You're.
Come
okay.
on, don't play tough guy. You'll never see me in your
Okay,
life.
don't.
Really. Don't play tough guy over the internet. Let
don't
that
play
go. Let's
like.
talk boxing.
Let's talk
boxing. Don't worry about what I'll do if I see you in your face. When you see me in the face, then we'll talk about that. Other than that, let's talk boxing. Don't play tough guy. Don't play internet warrior.
I mean, can you mute this guy for a second, BDA?
Yeah, right. But hold on. If I'd mute him, you can still hear him though. I don't know how to mute completely. So go ahead. Let him.
Myself.
Look, man. Look, I'm just gonna say this much because I really don't enjoy this. Like, this is like really childish to me, and I thought I made my point clear that I don't want this on BDA. So like, if you you could say whatever the fuck you want, but I would ask you very, very kindly to never address me. Address anybody else you want on here, but please do not address me, because I will not be answering anything you have to say to me, because I don't like you, and I think you're a piece of shit. So just don't talk to me. How about that?
All right. That's fair enough, I suppose.
That's great. That's awesome. Let's go on with the conversation.
All right. Let's move on from this. Go ahead, Gonzalo. Go ahead. Yeah.
I was just gonna mention. I don't know if I did contradict myself or not, but it was just my point of view that I thought even an aging Rigandao at 37 years old. Now, mind you, he's the lower weight class, so he's still a counter puncher that's smaller than Teofimo. So that smaller fighter is still gonna be nimble and faster than the bigger, fast Teofimo. In comparison. So that's what I was just making. It doesn't mean that Rigandao had the power to knock out Loma, which Teofimo does have. But I'm saying Rigandao, he still had the quickness to land equally as if not better than Teofimo Lopez. That was all my comparison that I was.
Yeah, I got that.
Guillermo Rigondeaux is much better. Guillermo Rigondeaux is much better than Teofimo Lopez. He's just a better fighter, always was, and he will go down as the better fighter, no doubt about it. And if people think that he was somehow, he might have been 42 for all I know, but all I remember is that 2 fights before he fought Lomachenko, he cracked Jazza Dickens with a super quick counter left hand and broke his fucking jaw. Prior to that, he was on his toes, moving away from big ass Flores and countering him, stopping and dropping on things that Teofimo Lopez has never shown in professional ring.
Didn't he break the Japanese dude's jaw too?
Broke his cheekbone.
That was a while ago. I'm talking about the fights that happened immediately.
Oh no, I was just saying to his power. I was saying
he's broken a couple of people's facial bones. Like the guy.
All I want to say is the reason why I called him explosive had nothing to do with his age. It had everything to do with what he was doing in the ring right before he fought Lomachenko, but you can say he was 37 years old. He was 42 for all I care. All I know is that he was fast and explosive. That's why Lomachenko going into that fight fought a completely different fight than against these other guys. And Rigondeaux fights very much like Teofimo Lopez, so I expect that kind of a fight from Lomachenko. I expect him to make dude dizzy and start attacking.
All right, now listen. I want to get to that Rigandao. He was explosive, man. And that's what always frustrated me about Rigandao, which is that I knew he could do more damage, but he was intent on running around the ring, one shot at a time. But you've seen what he's doing now when he's standing there and trading, which I don't like, by the way. I'm not saying I never criticized him and said, oh, he should just slug it out the way he's now, because it's stupid what he's doing now. But back in the day, if he just threw a couple combinations a la Juan Manuel Marquez, I'm telling you, he could have done more damage than what he did. And because you saw what he could do against a Japanese guy, against, I forget this other dude that he blasted out. It was a black dude. I forget the guy's name. He had white gloves on, I think, during the fight. He was on an undercard of a pay-per-view. And he just butchered the guy. So, yeah, man, Rigondeaux, very explosive fella,
But
man.
it was also a little
Yeah.
ginny, BDA. We got to remember that. Maybe that's why he didn't open up.
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
You know what else, BDA? Just my thing is this, and Gonzalo, good points you made. But they fight similar. I would say similar, I guess, in some instances, but I just don't give them too much similarity because they just have one giant, humongous difference. One is southpaw and one's orthodox. I mean,
D, can I add to that just real fast? Because I got a good point to make.
so different.
You know what? That's
Go ahead,
actually an
go ahead.
advantage to Teofimo, because how many times do you see two southpaws facing each other? When Loma
Right.
fought Rigo, you see a right fighter fighting a lefty and two right fighters fighting each other. More common than not. Right?
Look, to me, the most impressive win, and people could disagree with it, the most impressive win of Lomachenko's career was Luke Campbell because of the styles he presents. Okay, he's a lefty, like Lomachenko, so Lomachenko has to really work for foot positioning. That's very important for boxing. For all my people that have been in the ring and fought, they understand this. Foot positioning is very important. Okay, that's one. Two, obviously the height, the reach. Okay, and he didn't come there to fucking lay down. He was trying to. The dude won a gold medal. Okay, he's knocked people out before, so he's trying to get his get back too when Lomachenko's hitting him. Okay, so he's not just there to lose. And so to me, that was the most impressive win of his career because of the situation that you know, the styles that Luke Campbell presented as a problem. You know, because Lomachenko, I know from him being a southpaw, the one thing a southpaw always enjoys over the righty, foot position. I'm not saying it's going to guarantee you a win, but I'm a southpaw, so I always win the foot battle with a righty. Now put me in there with a lefty, I got a problem. Now we got a problem.
Yeah, me too. I'm a southpaw. Recognized. It's like, find me another southpaw so I can spar. It's harder than to find a right-handed, especially a quality fighter.
Dude,
Southpaws have no soul.
Yeah, but you know what?
I hated fighting southpaws.
Hey, Jimmy, I was converted into a southpaw by my dad.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
Yeah, my dad
I remember you
made
saying
it
that.
purposely. He said, and I was like, why? I would always be like, why? He'd be like, just shut up and listen. And he's like, then when after like training me for like months and months, even a year, he said, don't you enjoy the foot battle? And I was like, oh shit, yeah. I didn't even think about it. He goes, that's why.
Well, you understand southpaw, where it comes from, right? Why they call it southpaw. And most trainers, like my grandfather, hated training kids with southpaw because the punch comes at a different angle. It's not just you're used to seeing different shit. It comes from the south. Lefties throw it different, and it's just something you got to get used to. But to me, I think as long as you don't see Lomachenko get hit behind the ears, because his style, if he starts darting to his right, which he's going to have to. I mean, I would think go to his right because he's going to go away from his strong hand, which is, I know he has power in both left hook and his right cross.
He got good
his
power
right
in
hand
his
is
left,
more
yeah.
power shot. Yeah, but
Jimmy,
his knockout power would be his right. If he catches him behind the ear, like if in a clinch, if they're starting to go away, you know, that would be the danger because you don't see it. It gets you behind the ear, and it takes a while to shake off.
Jimmy,
if he gets him behind the ear, and yes, Gonzalo, what's up, brother?
it's like lefties in baseball. You know, they throw a natural curve. Isn't that weird?
Crazy, yep. No, it is true. When I was an umpire, I see it all the time. Lefties had crazy curves to their balls.
Hey, fellas, I got to remind you one more time,
different
please.
Release point.
Sorry, Jimmy, but guys, please, if you're not going to speak, please mute your mics, man, because I hear background noise and the listeners on YouTube, it jars them. So please keep your mic muted if you're not going to talk. Sorry about that, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just saying, same thing like Gonzalo said, pitchers, the ball is a different release point. In boxing, it comes from the south, they say. That's where hence the southpaw. But, as long as Lomachenko doesn't get caught behind the ear, I don't think he's going to see. I think he'll see most punches coming. And, again, that's not to take away from – I picked him to beat Comey in 4 rounds. So I'm not a Teofimo, Lopez hater by no means.
Right.
I just think he hasn't seen anything at this level. And again, I just don't understand the father pissing him off. I just don't think personally, I could be completely wrong, but I don't think that was a good idea. I want to say one more thing. If I was in Lomachenko's corner, I would say, dude, the first chance you get, hit him hard, because you want him to know there'll be a price to pay for fucking, throwing big shots and missing.
That's
And
what
that could
Tito
get him
did to
back
Vargas, Jimmy. That's what Tito did to Vargas.
Yep.
And you know,
First
it's
chance he got there with a hard shot.
It's interesting to recognize because we're by the way, shout out to Mr. E who just donated with a super chat. He says, I love this show, Southpaw Knobs. I love this. Hey, listen, I love the show too, man. Hey, it gets a little heated sometimes, but that's what it's all about, man. Fuck it. It's Halloween. Let's go on a rampage. Recognize that whole thing about Vargas. It does remind me because, look, Lopez Jr. does come off a little abrasive, but I think deep down he's a good guy. His father, on the other hand, yeah, I do think he's the instigator in all of this. Vargas was the same thing a little bit. I liked him back in the day, but in retrospect, some of the stuff he did, like getting into a fight in a golf course and, spitting on a guy after he dropped him in the ring. I mean, that I thought that was sometimes a little bit too. So, but he didn't break against Trinidad. So just to recapitulate on what you've been mentioning about Lopez, do you really, if you had to bet, do you think he breaks on Saturday or do you think he steps up to the plate?
Tio?
Yeah.
I think the kid got heart. I really do. I think the kid has heart.
Mm-hmm.
He has something to prove. That makes a man dangerous. But I think, look, going into the fight, I'm not Nostradamus. I don't know what's going to happen until it happens. But I say he breaks him down. I say that his father, somebody says, son, it's over. You lost this fight.
Oh. All right. We'll see, man. By the way, guys, I'm going.
You know what, BDA?
Yes.
And he might make it to the end because I'm picking 11-round knockout, but he just might shell up because he catches and shoots. And if he shells up like a Joshua Clottey facing Brian Pacquiao, and he's bigger and he can take his punch, he might fight like that also.
You know what? Let me ask you guys this. I don't, because I didn't get a chance to ask Precise this when we were doing the. Oh, go ahead, Precise.
No, I was just gonna say that I believe he gets broken. I don't want to say he breaks. It's like what, he's gonna trip up, fall, and break. No, Lomachenko's gonna break him. Teofimo could get in the ring with all the top lightweights, and they're not gonna be able to do that. And I think Lomachenko has a good chance of doing it. But I don't want to be like, oh, he breaks, fragile. No, Loma's gonna break him because I do see some signs of weakness, psychological weakness. Look, he could be playing possum. He could be fooling all of us and go in there and like run through Lomachenko. I don't think so, but I'm seeing a lot of mental liabilities, if you will. I just don't think he's got what it takes. And look, the whole thing about like L not being he being a degenerate or whatever, I think that's the role. He basically was chosen to wear the black hat in this fight. I don't know if that's who he is naturally, maybe not. I have no idea. This is the role he's playing. Look, the fight got announced. He went to Bob Arum and asked for a raise. When you go ask your boss for a raise, right, you better have a way of saying, well, I'm gonna pick up some responsibility. I'm gonna do this, and that for you. It's not like you're just gonna get money for nothing, right? So Teo probably went to Bob Arum and said, look, give me a raise and I'll promote this fight. And that's basically what they've been doing. And Loma said, it's easy for me. I don't have to do anything. They promote the fight. And then there's rumors of Loma taking a pay cut. Is that what happened? I think so. They gave Teofimo a little bit more money so he would promote the fight.
So wait. So did Loma take a pay cut? Is that official? Did he take a pay cut so that the fight could get made?
Officially, Loma said, no, I didn't give him any of my money. But maybe he's just lying. But there was a pool of money. The purses were set, apparently. And Teofimo said he wanted more money. So where did the money come from, right?
Right.
Somebody
All right.
had to take
now listen.
a pay cut, right?
Yeah. It's well, it's yes, Gonzalo. I gotta do something here. Yes.
Sorry to change, but what would you think of that Cloudy and that Arthur Abraham fucking shield? It was like the deflector shields from the Star Trek generation, no, like the first one.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about Abraham's guard and Claudi's guard.
Yeah, and Cloudy, if Teofimo can kind of shell up and use his counter sparingly, he might be able to defend himself because he's bigger, he's thicker.
Well,
he might be able to sustain some punishment, right?
That's what I wanted to ask Precise.
Can I
hold
ask
on.
you guys a question? Real
Hold on,
quick?
give me 2
go ahead,
seconds because I wanted to ask this to Precise before he asked his own question. But Precise, we've been talking about Mayweather and how he didn't start off using the Philly shell all the time when he was young in the amateurs. He was mostly incorporating every once in a while. Lopez, do you think if he's going to start off the fight with a high guard the way Mayweather did against Judah and other southpaws?
I think Lopez is just going to. I want to say he's just going to bum rush Lomachenko, but that's not. Is he really going to do that? I think he's just going to do what he does. He's going to give him different looks. Sometimes he's going to be in the Philly shell. Sometimes he'll put his hands up. He's going to switch it up. I think he'll realize the Philly shell is not going to work. The southpaw. Floyd found that out real quick and stopped using the Philly. I think Teofimo's going to give him different looks. It's going to be a chess match, like Loma says, but slowly, little by little, I think Loma will take his tools away from him. But that's my take on it. He could surprise us and just jump in there and bum rush him. I think that's a pretty good strategy, actually. But will he do that?
All right, D, you wanted to say something, and then I want to get to Gonzalo because he actually brought up the point about the guard, and I want to hear his thoughts as well.
Go ahead to Gonzalo.
I don't know. Like Adrian Broner, he can soak up a lot of punishment using that type of style. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can.
Think?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he look against Maidana, man. Let's look. Broner was an asshole throughout the build-up to the fight. People hated him. It was actually one of the most memorable moments in boxing of the last decade because of what happened afterwards. But give credit to Broner. He can soak up that punishment. I know he didn't fight with the guard up all the time, but against Josecito Lopez, for example, he put that guard up and tried to walk him down and actually did a pretty good job, if you ask me. Like it looks like the punches don't hurt him. I am pretty sure they do, but he makes it seem like they don't.
But
I'm
BDA,
actually
right?
starting to think that they're similar, Jimmy. Precise, guys. Indeed, that fucking Broner might be similar to Teofimo, but Teofimo got more power.
Possibly, man. He could be.
To the counter, though, isn't Lomachenko is a precise puncher. You know what I mean? Like that dude. If you were to glove up, do the Philly thing, you glove up. Pinching your earlobes. He's just not the guy to do it, man. He'll fade you to the head, then he's gonna dig one under your elbow, and he's gonna split your guard. I wouldn't recommend that if he was to get to the 12th, the 11th, 12th round. If he was to dummy up like that and just sit on the ropes to try to peekaboo style. I think Lomachenko is just way too precise with his hands.
But if he explodes, if he launches forward, then Lomachenko's gonna get the beat on him, and he's gonna be.
No, I know absolutely. But when you're doing that style, it's not because then you got to move from that to put your feet in position to throw that big punch. And very few guys actually do that style with their hands up. Maybe I'm picturing it wrong. Maybe I'm thinking the peekaboo up against the ropes, trying to. Maybe I'm thinking that's what you're saying. So I could be completely off on what you're describing, dude.
Hey guys, let me ask you guys something.
But Jimmy, like what fight has? Go ahead, man. Go ahead, D.
All right, so Lomachenko, he beat up Pedraza pretty good, and he beat up Luke Campbell good. Would you guys agree with that? He beat them up really good. Like he
absolutely
broke them down, he beat them up. He did a good job of that.
D, you're sounding pretty. Your mic is sounding. You're sounding a little low, man.
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
What about now? Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Go ahead. Any better?
Yeah, a little bit better.
All right,
okay.
So I asked Jimmy, did y'all think that Pedraza and Luke Campbell were better boxers than Teofimo? Jimmy was the only one who said no. He felt like Linares was. What about the rest of you guys? You think that Pedraza and Luke Campbell were better boxers as well?
Then who? Then Teofimo?
Then Teofimo, yes.
I think boxers, yes, because Teofimo's a counter puncher and he's got more power. It doesn't mean he's a shit boxer. No, he's a fight. He's a counter puncher. He can punch hard, but I think yes, the other guys have better boxing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Gonzalo. It's different styles. So far from what I've seen from Lopez in his career, in his 12 fights or 15, I forget what it is.
15, he has the same amount as Loma, 15 fights.
15, okay. I've seen him be mainly a counter puncher with, he likes to snipe from the back. Sometimes against Nakatomi Plaza, he was coming forward sometimes, being very ineffective, as we saw in the PowerPoint. But
Hey,
sometimes
BDA, that's the beauty of boxing, though. That's the beauty of fighting, period, right? You can have better technique, but if the guy's stronger than you, he can pull it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He can beat you. Because
Hey, but
you cannot overcome his strength, his power.
You reminded me of something though, real quick, because of that. Because if Lopez fights with his guard up, I actually think that's going to make things easier for Lomachenko, because he's going to just be, when you're in your guard, you're more of a stationary target, and I think that's what's going to allow Lomachenko to circle around him a little easier. Now, if you're Lopez and you're fighting with that guard up and trying to walk the southpaw down, you better follow it up with some left hooks, especially left hooks to the body. So this is the fight where we're going to see if Lopez can indeed back up a southpaw of the class and caliber of Lomachenko. Because if he can't, you guys know my plan. My point of view is that Lopez should fight on the back foot and try to catch Lomachenko coming in. Whether that works or not, it depends, to be seen.
I just personally don't think that.
If Timo tries to fight,
fellas, one at a time. Actually, let's go to Precise. Precise, go ahead.
Go ahead.
If Timo tries to fight Lomachenko on the inside, that's what Loma wants to do to him. Loma's gonna destroy him on the inside. It's not even gonna. It's gonna be an ugly beating.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Precise. Is it just me?
Yeah, Precise, you're a little low.
Well, what can I do?
You're breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit too.
Maybe breaking up just a little. Yeah, breaking up a little bit.
Go ahead, guys. I'll back.
Yeah,
no, now I can hear you better, dude. I don't know what you just did, but I could hear you better there, bro. I wasn't saying that to be a dick. I just wanted to hear what you were saying.
No, I couldn't hear him either.
Cool. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
I can hear you, brother.
Yep.
Oh, whatever. If the fight goes on the inside, Lomachenko is gonna destroy this dude. That's not even funny. Like, he's gonna fuck this dude up. I've never seen Teofimo fight on the inside. If you were such a great inside, you would have taken the fight with Nakatani to the inside and beat his ass up on the ropes. He couldn't do that. He does. That's just not what he does. So I'm still. He doesn't know how to do it because I've seen him do it. And I've seen Lomachenko beat the shit out of the inside. So if the fight's to the inside, it's all over for him. He won't be able to generate his power either. That's not how he generates his power. So if Loma gets close to him, it's all over for Teofimo.
That's a good point, man. I mean, look, he can throw a mean uppercut when the guy's coming in, but I've never seen him really stay in the pocket like a guy like Broner could, and Mayweather even better when he wanted to. So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, D, you want to say?
You look at the way Broner is built. He's better for fighting on the inside. Like he can do more things. He's kind of have like a big face for a guy, his size and weight class. So he can fight better. I think Precise is right. His best bet is to fight at some type of range and try to catch him with some big punches, counter punches on the out, or when Lomachenko's coming
aggressive counter punch.
Hey, fellas.
Aggressive.
Yeah, Precise. You're breaking up a little bit. Maybe jump in and jump back on. Jump out and jump back in, because I think I don't know why all of a sudden. And also, D, you want to say something, and then I got a couple of more phone calls, and I want to show you guys something too, previewing for the fight. So go ahead, D, and then we'll get to a couple of phone calls.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, I don't know, man. Pedraza. Here's the thing. I kind of agree with Jimmy that Linares is a better boxer. I don't agree that Pedraza and Luke Campbell are better boxers. Another thing that I don't really think is that Pedraza and Luke Campbell are more durable than Teofimo Lopez. And when I just add all of that together, just my personal opinion about these guys, I don't think they're as durable as Teofimo. Like, they don't have the punch resistance as Teofimo. Not only that, those are the two guys that made it 12 rounds. It was Linares that put him down was the one he stopped. But it was Pedraza and Luke Campbell that actually made it to 12 rounds. And I just don't get how it's so far-fetched that Teofimo won't be able to make 12 rounds. I don't think it goes 12 rounds, but I just think Teofimo's durable enough. He fights well enough to last 12 rounds with Lomachenko.
Yo, D. But when you ask me about being a better boxer, D, it doesn't mean that those guys are better than Teo. No, it's just boxing is like a verb. you're doing something. And if you're doing something, you're putting punches together. And these guys don't punch near as hard as will steel punches. That's what I meant. It doesn't mean that they're overall better than Teofimo.
Gonzalo, that's cool, bro. I just said it was my opinion, bro.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah,
you.
yeah.
That's your opinion. I
Yeah,
can't have
yeah.
an opinion that I think Teofimo's a better boxer.
All right.
Dude, calm
Look.
down.
Let me just clear some. I'm just agreeing, and I'm just adding my 2 cents, and I'm totally comfortable with what you're saying, and I'm just talking myself, man.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
Yeah,
I promise.
that's what that's what I was gonna say to Gonzalo's point. It's at this point. Look, we're gonna see on Saturday. It's less than 24 hours. Well, 24 hours away. We're gonna see, can Lomachenko take Lopez's power, and can Lopez stand up to what Lomachenko is gonna bring via the feints, the pressure, and the experience. I recognize. I see you got something to say, and then I'm going.
Lomachenko stop.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man. Listen.
A lot of stoppages. We
Go ahead,
see
recognize.
that too, if he can stop.
Boxing is a.
Go ahead, recognize.
It's an individual. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry. So boxing is different. Boxing is fighting. You're fighting. So sometimes you could be better skilled than, or technically sound, right? As we like to call it. You can be better than one other guy. That doesn't mean you're a better overall fighter, right? So, for instance, if somebody says, I like the way Pedraza keeps his hands and his legs versus Teofimo, that doesn't mean he's going to beat Teo, because Teo could crack him with a good punch that could get him out of there, right?
Absolutely.
Now, I think people get caught up because they haven't been following boxing that long. And so they just, or they're missing certain points. They're missing certain points about boxing. Boxing is not so much a number sport. It's not. Okay? It's a intangible thing. Sometimes your strength could overcome boxing skills. A guy in front of you who's a better technical fighter than you. He knows how to keep his feet better than you. He knows how to keep his guard up in a certain way better than yours. But that doesn't guarantee victory. That's all I got to say.
That is a fantastic point because, yes, let's not get twisted up on that. There's a lot of intangibles here in boxing, a lot of things a lot of context that we got to take into consideration. But that's, this is what we do as boxing fans. This is what a program like this is designed to do. Listen, I'm going to go into the phone calls. I want you guys to, after I introduce him, I want you guys to take care of this caller, and I got to take a bathroom break. I don't know how you fellas do it, man. Amazing. You guys are a bunch of camels.
I piss in a bottle because I live in a little cabin and I don't have a bathroom right now.
I just go on mute and pee. That's all.
Hey, Gonzalez, what do you use? The fucking Snapple bottle?
I think it's the Ocean Spray cranberry bottle. I bought it in the international aisle here in the Philippines.
Gonzalo learned
there you go, brother.
Gonzalo learned that in the army when he was in a tank and he couldn't get out, so he had to pee in a bottle.
And overcome.
Yeah.
I didn't show you my cabin, Jimmy. One time I'll show you the cabin that I'm making here. But anyways, go on, guys.
All right, fantastic, man. Look, let's go to phone calls real quick. 850, you're on the air. 850. 850, you're on the air. 850 going once.
Sorry about that. I was muted. Go
ahead.
So, anyways, what I wanted to say was a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about, it was already addressed. I'm not trying to go back on stuff we already talked about. I just wanted to make a quick little short comment on things that you already mentioned. I think
fire away, brother.
Was saying something about huh?
He said fire away.
Yeah, D is better. It should be better. But D was saying something about how it makes it look kind of odd how we're making it like Teo can't actually land some punches or make some contact with Loma when they fight this Saturday. But Pedraza and Luke Campbell and Linares, they were able to. And then someone else is saying, I forgot who it was, Gonzalo or besides someone, I don't know who, but they're saying, well, they're not the same, or they're not they're not the same in some kind of fashion. But the thing is, like, the fighters are not trying to emulate each other. Like, Pedraza's not trying to be like Luke Campbell's not trying to be like Pedraza. Luke Campbell wasn't trying to be like Linares. They all were just able to still make contact and have some progress. And so I think that's a good point. That Teo, we shouldn't make him like Teo's not going to make some progress. I'm not saying anyone's saying that, but I'm just saying that's the point. Like, Teo should be able to do something, against Loma. Mm-hmm. And I remember somebody saying Rigo with the same exact style with his tail. I don't really believe that at all. When we're looking at Rigo, he's a sniper. He's not a counter puncher. He's not a boxer puncher. Rigo is not a boxer puncher. That's clear. Anybody who watches that's clear. And I think Precise is saying something like this to Gonzalo. But if you watch any of Rigo's fights, he is not a boxer puncher. A boxer puncher is somebody who is willing to take a hit just to land one of his own. That's a boxer puncher. And Rigo doesn't even do that. Rigo's a sniper. He's a sniper. He's a sharpshooter. That's what he does.
Yeah, but to me,
he's a pure boxer, sniper shooter. And look at where did Rigo get his boxing talent from? The Cuban School of Boxing. Nowhere in the Cuban School of Boxing is it all about take a hit so you can land your own. No, these guys are about hitting them, and you make sure you don't get hit without getting hit. That's why, for me personally,
I disagree a little bit.
I believe that
to me, a boxer puncher is a guy that can punch and got power and can also box, like a Kovalev.
Yeah, I agree with Gonzalo. Look, I agree with Gonzalo, man. I don't think a boxer puncher is a guy who's willing to get hit. I think a boxer puncher, to me, the term was always a boxer puncher is a guy who can box aggressively, can counter punch, but is also willing to stay in the pocket or stay in the middle distance and try to throw down to stop. In other words, be a little bit more aggressive. A pure counter puncher is a guy who wants you to come to him all the time. And I think that's Lopez because he excels when guys go to him. And we've seen now when guys make him go to him, he struggles. We showed the evidence on the PowerPoint. That was why I love that episode because we're showing you when Lopez tries to come forward, he squares up, he jumps up. He's not wired, or maybe he's just technically inefficient when it comes to that. But he's not a boxer puncher in my eyes. I think he's a sniper too, and he's got power.
What I think the caller is saying is that Teofimo is more willing to take punches than Rigondeaux, so that gives him more opportunities. Maybe he's willing to trade with you more than Rigondeaux, or he hit more. That just means he has bad defense. But it's true that he will, as you're hitting him, and Guillermo Rigondeaux would just try to completely hide. So that gave him fewer opportunities to land. But, Teofimo's going to be getting landed on. That's the whole thing. So they fight the same exact style. It's not even like debatable. They fight Rigondeaux and Teofimo are the exact same style, period. What you're talking about, I see the difference you're describing, but that's not what I would call style, basically. So I agree with the caller, but I would say that that's just bad defense. But he will trade with you. That is true. And Rigondeaux would never do that. So that makes him more dangerous for sure.
I would say every time that I've watched a Rigondeaux fight, every time the fighters are pressuring him, coming forward to him, Rigo doesn't sit in the pocket and say, "Come fight me." Now he does because he's older now. He doesn't have the same legs as he used to. It's the same with Lara. He's the same with these guys are movers. These Cuban boxers are movers. They're movers. They're not. I'm gonna sit in the pocket all day and just sit here with you. No, look at Erislandy Lara. Lara can't even move as good as he has to. So he has to sit. He's forced to sit in the pocket and try to trade you and get out of the way and barrel with the punches like Rigo did in his last couple of fights. Like they can't move as much as they used to. Rigo, the same Rigo that we've seen fighting the Filipino Flash. That's not the same Rigo we see anymore. Rigo does not move anymore. He's old. He's much older. And that's my point is, Teo. If someone's pushing Teo is not going to sit and get on his bicycle the whole round. Oh, he's coming after me. No, Teo's going to sit. He's going to stay right there. He's going to get in that Philly shell. He can try to counter you. He's going to try to grab here and there, go to the body. He's not going to run away from you. He's not going to run to you. That's
can I add something to a caller mentioned BDA, and it's all good without de-interfering and trying to be a moderator. It's all good. But I just wanted to say to the caller, I'm listening. I agree. What the similarities is, it's not a carbon copy style. It's the first initial strike. The Teofimo Lopez first punch is a dangerous punch. That right hand, not the lead, but the left, the power hand, and also the Rigondeaux left hand. Because he's a southpaw, is also a very dangerous one punch like a cobra strike that Teofimo also does. He pounces on you like a tiger. That's
excellent point, Gonzalo. That's an excellent point. Yep. It's the way they approach their initial strike is what I believe Precise is trying to say. That's not trying to say. That's what he's saying. He's saying the way they approach their opponents. Saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now listen.
Hey, Precise,
He's also.
Precise,
Go ahead, BDA.
I got
But actually, the caller has a question for you, Precise, or a comment. Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Precise. So I remember you were mentioning a lot of the Teo people, supporters. They're always talking about, oh, it's power, it's punch of power, it's punch of power, and then they're acting like, well, you're acting like Loma's not gonna hit him back, like he's not in there with someone else, like Loma's not gonna actually fight you back or hit you back. And in my mind, I was thinking, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But then again, what if I'm saying, oh, watch out for Loma's head movement, his side step to the right, his head movement. Well, are we gonna act like Teofimo's not gonna use defensive movers in response? Like that head movement and the side stepping is simple. You see on the outside of his foot, So I think when people are doing that, it's not a big deal. That's the fighter they're going for, and you're gonna look at what your fighter is good at. That's one of the things Teofimo's good at, and that's one of the things that they publicize a lot on TV. His knockout, his power. A lot of the bum trash bin people who aren't even real boxing fans. That's all they see on TV, and they just think, oh, he got power, and they don't know nothing about Teo's boxing skill set.
All right, we got you.
The knockouts, and they
all right,
think,
caller.
oh, great.
Caller, we got your point, man. Go ahead, Precise.
It makes perfect sense what he's saying, and it's a good way to hype the fight to get a lot of casuals interested. But that's all I'm saying is like, yeah, I agree with you, but the fact that they're so mesmerized by power, they're not realizing that Teo is in the fight of his fucking life. He's the big underdog. Hey,
caller, before we move on, because we got to move on, we got other calls. Who are you picking? What's your prediction for this fight?
My prediction is, real quick, that question was actually for Recognize. He's the one who said it. But yeah, my prediction is I got Precise. Loma getting a unanimous. I got him getting a unanimous decision, man. And right. Precise, I also wanted to say, man, I respect everybody. And D, I respect you for always standing your ground while they're trying to bully you. Precise, you got to stop getting into your emotions with it, man. Take your emotions out of it. I would suggest you beat your meat before you get onto the call so you can be relaxed and calm. I don't know. It's a good advice to do.
I knew this guy had something. I knew this guy had something against. I knew this guy had something against. Hey, caller, what's your
disrespect? Okay.
No disrespect. You sound kind of condescending though when you're saying that. Like no disrespect.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm not.
No.
It probably sounds like that, but I'm not trying to. Do that. I'm for real. But yeah.
BDA, let me ask you something, fam. Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Just because that man noticed the same thing that I noticed, he's not got nothing against Precise. He noticed Precise getting in his fucking feelings.
All right, we're not gonna go back to that. D. We're not gonna go back to that. We're not gonna go back to that. All right. All right. Caller. We got your prediction. Thank you for calling.
The whole show.
What's that?
I said Precise ruins the whole show. I love your show, BDA.
But why? Okay, I gotta ask you though, caller. I appreciate caller. Caller, are you listening to me? Caller, are you listening to me? Caller, are you listening to me? Caller, you say he ruined the show, and yet you come in here and you bring it up after I'm trying to patch things up. You're like I'm like the Titanic, and you're a second glacier coming in while I'm trying to patch everything up. Man, come on.
Oh, I understand that.
Look, Precise. Everybody's a great addition. He's a great addition to the
I appreciate that, Gonzalo. I'm not worried about it. I appreciate Gonzalo. Look at you guys, or them people that they're gonna call into the show and stick up for me because I got to handle it myself.
Precise. Sorry to
and like I'm just gonna say this to D. I'm gonna make it short. You don't want me to be the school? I won't.
No, because you were breaking up.
Look, man,
you were breaking up.
How about me and D have a little talk after, like we get off the air? Just the two of us stay on and we talk a little bit. How about that?
That would be fantastic. Now I don't know why my volume is fucking low all of a sudden. What the fuck happened? Fuck. Yeah, I wasn't trying to butt in, Precise, but it's just because my audio started going low and you were breaking up. That's why. But look, if you guys want to hash it out or talk it out after the show, fantastic. We could do it here too. But I mean, the only reason I'm moving on, it's not that I don't enjoy this back and forth, but it's because people in the chat room as well were saying, okay, let's move on after a while because they want to talk boxing too. They love the drama. They're a bunch of bulldogs, but eventually they want to move on to boxing too. But look, D, if you're willing to do that, Precise is willing to extend out the olive branch.
BDA, come on. You and everybody else know me, bro. I don't give a fuck. I'm not mad. This man said he don't like me. I already said 100 times I don't have anything against no one. We can talk because he has the problem, so that's fine.
We'll hash it. All right, D. Come on, then. We'll hash it out. All right. But for the moment, all right, we got more phone calls. Jeez, Luis. Okay. All right, let's go to 519. You're on the air. 519.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Is this Bucho or BDA?
This is Mr. BDA, man. You already know that. Come on.
What do you think this is?
I don't know.
What do you think this is?
I don't know.
Take a guess.
Listen, come on, man. I gotta go take a piss. I said that 15 minutes ago. Who is it?
It's Slugger Sam.
Oh, Slugger.
Sam.
You sound different, man. What's up, man?
Slugger Sam.
Oh, I remember this guy.
All right, please, you're killing me over here. Slugger, go ahead, man.
Wait. What did that guy just say to me?
I said you're killing me because you're slow. I don't know. I think you sound drunk, man. Go ahead, please speak. Spark it up, man. Come on.
No.
Oh, fuck this. I'm moving on, man. Jeez, Luis. I'm tired as fuck. I'm trying to get to a whole bunch of things. No, yeah. I'm just saying. Shut
Did he
up.
say guess who I'm picking? Did he say guess who I'm picking?
He said, guess who it is? It was Slugger Sam. Look, Slugger, I love you, man.
Okay.
Slugger, I love you, but you're calling at the wrong time. I'm burning up here. I feel like I got the clap again, like it's 1976. And you're fucking making me wait here, for Pete's sakes. Okay, let's go to 203. Hopefully this goes better. 203, you're on the air, 203.
Yeah, that's who it is. No, it's your boy Revolution. How's everybody going?
How you doing, Revolution? What's up, man?
Nothing. Hey, I see it's the old prediction show. I'm calling in just to give my quick prediction. So somebody got a pen and pencil. Let's make it official.
All right, let me write it down, man. Go ahead.
All right. Lomachenko by stoppage, 11th round.
Oh.
There you go.
Damn, that's like six of us now.
What it is. And this one ain't gonna. This isn't gonna be a KO. This isn't gonna be a TKO. This isn't gonna be a RTD. This is gonna be a CBB. You know what I mean? This is gonna be a crybaby bitch out. Is what it's gonna be. Lopez is gonna break down in tears, Kermit Cintron style.
Oh. All right, I wrote it down. Revolution says Lomachenko 11-round stoppage. He's gonna make him cry.
Wait. Are you saying that Tio's gonna say, "Wait, I want my daddy. I just want you to be my daddy"?
I think that's what.
Revolution? He's gonna beg Papachenko to get adopted.
No.
He's gonna have adoption papers in the motherfucking his duffel bag, and he's gonna approach him in the locker room. He's gonna say, Mr. Antonoli Lomachenko, will you please adopt me? Take me under your wing. I've been practicing my Ukrainian.
Hey, by the way, man, are you at work right now?
Hey, listen, I'll say this note on the fight because I watched the face-off, the little the ESPN face-off deal, and I don't know about you guys, like if you guys could read body language well or anything. I know one thing I always notice, I catch myself when I do it too. You know, like if somebody's uncomfortable or not confident, they scratch the back of their neck.
Mm-hmm.
You guys notice that?
Yeah.
Ever?
Absolutely.
Or they yawn. Sometimes they yawn. Their eyes.
Lopez was doing that a lot in the face-off, man. He was doing that a lot in the face-off. They asked Loma, they're like, what do you think's going to happen? He's like, oh, you know, Teofimo, he has to land a lucky shot. It's his only chance. And they're like, all right, Teofimo, what do you have to say? And he's like, starts scratching the back of his neck, going, I guess I'm going to land a lucky punch then. Totally like, you know, you could just see.
I don't make too much of that. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't make too much of, like, especially a young man body language, because a young man is, like, naturally more nervous. You know what I'm saying? But it could work for him. That shit could work for him because,
right?
You know, he's a fighter already. The kid is not scared to throw his hands. You know, that doesn't scare him. Maybe the spotlight kind of scares him and all that stuff. But you know what? You know who I would be worried about? If Lomachenko behaved that way. This is a guy who's used to being in the spotlight. If he did that, I would be like, yeah, maybe something bad's going to happen.
But Loma was out of character, right? Is that good or bad?
That's a good question.
Okay, good and bad in this way. This is what I would say. I've always said this. He's gonna give Teofimo chances. The question is how he's gonna approach it, because I do see a guy who wants to fuck Tio up. Like, there's no doubt about that. Anybody who's ever fought a young guy who's a little younger than you and you're more in your prime and he's growing into your prime, he talks shit. The initial reaction is you want to school his ass. You want to beat the shit out of him. But don't get out of character. Remember, he's still a man. That kid is still a man. So I think if Loma plays it safe but aggressive, it'll be not safe, meaning don't deviate from what you do. Don't try to do extra where you're missing your angles and you're kind of like leaving your chin up in the air. Once you get caught, it could be lights out.
That's right. That made a whole lot of sense, man.
My thing is, the reason why I don't think that'll happen, again, I have mad respect for Loma's father and the things he's accomplished with and what he's good at, but I just don't see the preparation with that team letting that happen. I just think they're too professional. I think he's too professional. You know what I mean? Like, I think, I don't think he can get overwhelmed or even let his emotions get the best of him. I think, if anything, it's going to motivate him to train harder. I think I just don't see. Loma, put it this way: Lopez isn't going to be able to do anything to Lomachenko that Lomachenko hasn't seen before. But on the other hand, everything Lomachenko is going to do, Lopez has never seen, and you can't find training partners to spar you like him. So it's going to be a learning experience too.
I hope what Tio did, because this is all you got to do, really. Even though I'm not saying it's going to prepare you 100% for Lomachenko, a guy who uses a lot of movements, but just fight southpaws. That's what you do. You get when you're training, you got to fight guys who fight from the lefty position, and that's the best you could do.
And the whole thing about like the southpaw killer being the right hand, I mean, all that you're saying is that because they're opposite stance, they line up for each other's right hand. So it's just as logical to say that the left hand from the lefty is the orthodox killer, right? But like, people don't say that. It's the way people have been analyzing inside it, and just it's ridiculous. It's hilarious.
Well, listen, I just got back. Sorry about that. I didn't even have time to take my phone with me to listen in, but I'm back, rejuvenated.
If you shake it more than twice, you were playing with the BDA.
I shook it the way men are supposed to shake it. Let's just put it that way, man. All right, Revolucion, you want to stay on the line? Because I'm going to go to another phone call, but if you want to stay on the line, I'll let you stay in here.
Yeah, you can let him go. Let him go.
Nah, bro. I'm eating pizza. I'll just listen to the rest of the show. If you want to shoot me
nice talking
something, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, I'm just on the sideline.
All right, take it easy, Revolucion. Thank you for calling in. I got your prediction down.
See you, Revolution.
All right, gentlemen.
All right, take it easy. Have a good night. Enjoy that pizza. Fucking recognize, by the way. No, yeah, go ahead. Let him go. Fucking asshole.
Just playing with the kid, man.
Yeah, I know. Hey, listen, I want to get to something fun, but before we do that, I'm going to take another call. Hopefully, let's see. All right, 860, you're on the air. 860.
860.
Yes, go ahead, please.
860, talk.
All right, fuck this, man. All right, I got no time. I'm tired as. Well, I was gonna curse. I'm not supposed to curse anymore. What was I gonna say? Fuck. There was a. All right. So we've talked about. Look, we've said almost everything that there is about the fight, especially 5.5 hours the other day on Wednesday. Or was it Wednesday? Yeah, it was Wednesday. But I just want to do a little something real quick here. So I'm gonna share the screen with you fellas. And we're going to get down to it. That's not it. Hold on. I'm swearing a lot, by the way. I'm not supposed to. Okay, here it is. Okay, everybody see it, by the way? If you click on it, the screen there. Precision jab, left hand. Can you guys see it?
Yep.
Everybody. I need a yes from everybody, please.
I'm putting my TV on right now to watch it on the TV, brother.
I got it.
D?
I can see it.
All right.
I can see it.
Precise? Oh, I hope Precise didn't get bit by a crocodile over there in fucking Ecuador. Precise. All right. Well, hopefully he jumps on. All right, fellas. So this is finally, we're going to put it down on paper. We looked at the video the other day. Now it's time to decide who has the better equipment going in between Loma and Lopez. You see it? Okay, perfect. Between Loma and Lopez, who has the better precision?
Loma.
Lomachenko.
Jimmy and Precise?
Oh, I got it. I'm up. I see it.
Yes, Loma. I agree.
Precise jab, right hand. I see it, brother.
Okay, but yeah, you're on delay, by the way, Jimmy, because you're watching on your TV. But who would you say?
No, I have the TV muted.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying, but it's only a couple. It's not even a second.
All right, who do you think has the better precision, Lopez or Lomachenko?
Lomachenko, myself.
All right, everybody said Loma.
Lomachenko.
All right, everybody said Loma, so we're gonna go with Loma on that one. Curious to see what people in the chat room say. King Bucho says Loma. By the way, King Bucho, I'm gonna write down your prediction afterwards. Nes Mendoza says Loma. Corky says Loma. SSB says Loma. Pete, shout out to Pete. He says, I just cranked one out as the caller suggested. I'm ready to give my prediction. A sticky cell phone, Loma unanimous decision. Geez, Luis, Pete, what are you doing, man? Trying to class this show up and you come in here and you start acting like a fucking jerk. What's the matter with you? No.
I'm really getting angry with Pete, to be honest with you.
All right, shout out to Pete, man. All right, so everybody said, I'm surprised. Everybody went in with the unanimous decision here. Precision goes to Loma. Jab.
Loma.
Before we get to the jab, may I just say how it's bizarre to me? Well, not bizarre, but it's strange how Loma snaps a jab against southpaws, but against righties, he discounts the jab. What's going on there?
It's surprising.
It's surprising.
Different.
I'm going to say Loma's jab is better.
They're the opposite of what they're...
All right, Precise, I got to say, you're breaking up real bad, man. You're Precise, you're breaking up bad, man. I don't know if it's maybe because of the video, but yeah.
How about now?
A little bit better. But I heard what you said about how it's more surprising against the same-handed type of guy, same stance, I should say. Yeah. So let's get to it. Who has the better? Let's start with D. D. Who has the better jab between Lopez and Lomachenko?
Lomachenko.
Lomachenko, Gonzalo?
Lomachenko.
Recognize?
Yeah, I agree with all the guys. Yep. Lomachenko.
Okay. Precise? Yeah, I think his connection is all fucked up.
Yeah,
all right.
I think he needs to hang up and come back on.
You already know it's Lomachenko. Come on.
No, but I want to make sure. I can't go on assumptions here.
I mean, even if he does pick, what's his name, Tio, there's more people voting for.
Yeah, exactly.
Lomachenko.
Yeah, but Precise, jump out and jump back in, man, because I can't hear you. I can't even hear you now. Jimmy, jab.
Yes, the Ukrainian soul snatcher.
Soul snatcher. All right. Let's go to jab goes to Loma. Right hand. This is going to be a tricky one. Who's got the better? I would say not forget right hand, but like the lead hand. I think we can do that. Let's go to D.
I mean, if you're saying lead hand, it's Lomachenko. You see, right hand, just saying right hand is questionable because Lomachenko is more technical. If you're going to lead hand, yeah, Lomachenko. But like if you're saying Teofimo brings that right hand quick, he has definitely more power with it. So I mean, but if you're saying lead hand, Lomachenko.
Lomachenko, okay. Gonzalo?
You said right hand? I'm just
Yes.
going to stick to what it says because it's going to be tricky because you said left. The next
Yeah,
is
you're
left.
right. You're right. Yeah.
Yes. So since Teofimo's right-handed, his power, he's more dominant with the right hand.
Yeah, and I gotta switch mine, bro, because you switched it up to lead hand. So I mean, I'm with Gonzalo if we're gonna say right hand. I mean, that's what you did, fam. So I'm like,
I know.
I'm
I'm
with
just saying.
Gonzalo, I'm gonna give it to Teofimo. But if you're saying lead hand, like it would be ridiculous to say Teofimo has a better lead hand than Loma.
Okay. So let's stick to right hand
which
then.
is it?
Let's stick to right hand then.
Teofimo.
Teofimo. Gonzalo, you said Teofimo too?
Yes, Teofimo has a better right hand.
Okay, recognize.
Yeah, he has the more effective. No matter how you try to put it, if it's the lead, I mean, he does good. He does good work, Loma, with the lead right hand. But the more effective, no matter how he uses it, is Teofimo.
Okay, precise.
What are we talking about? Power or how do you?
Just the right hand. Right hand. No matter which way you split. No, it's not just power. It's right hand. It's right hand. Who has the most effective right hand?
I'll give it to Teofimo.
Okay. Yeah, Danny Lopez in the chat room says just change it to rear hand and let lead hook. Look, I'm confused about this one too, but let's just go with what we've got.
Jimmy, we got it.
I know. Yeah, Jimmy, what's up, man? Right hand.
Yeah, again, for the same reason, he is the natural righty, so obviously his right hand's going to be the more dominant. So yeah, I'm going to stick with like everybody else, Teofimo. Like the right hand.
All right, fantastic. We're getting somewhere. Now we're almost done here. Let's go to left hook. Who has the better left hook? We're going to start with D again. D?
I think Teofimo's left hook's underrated. So on the same pretenses, I'm going to say Teofimo because, again, I just think it's underrated. So Teofimo.
D, you started to sound a little tired, man. Don't tell me these fuckers are wearing you down.
No.
All right.
No. I'm just,
fantastic.
No, I'm good.
You're still in the fight.
I'm looking at I'm watching something. That's why.
Okay. Oh, you're watching something. I think I know what it is.
No, not porn.
All right. All right.
Not this time.
All right. All right. So you're saying left hook to Teo. You think he's got an underrated left hook?
Yeah.
Okay. Gonzalo. Left hook,
Vasily Lomachenko. Left hook to the body and a left as he pivots and blindsides you upstairs.
Okay. Recognize.
Same reason as Gonzalo. I
Same
got
reason as Gonzalo.
Lomachenko's left hook.
Can't go wrong.
But I do agree with D. Though. You got to watch out for Teofimo's lead left.
Mm-hmm.
He does good things.
He leaps with it like Roy Jones. Precise left hook. Precise. Okay, well, let's go to Jimmy and then we'll go back to precise. Jimmy, left hook.
Yes. I duplicate Gonzalo.
Gonzalo left hook with for Loma to the body and all that. Oh, precise. How about you, man?
When it says right hand, you're talking about the rear hand. It says left hook for Loma. That's the right hook.
No, actually, we're not doing. We're going with just like left hook.
Oh, well, Loma, all his punches are better than. Let's just. If we're talking about like overall, because you want me to compare the right hand of Teofimo Lomachenko's left hand, or what? Like it.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I'm starting to get confused too. But look. Let's say you went with Loma. Let's go with
Teo Loma. Pick one.
Teo Loma, yeah.
Well, Loma throws the right hook. He doesn't use the left hook.
He does throw the left hook. I mean, look at the Magdaleno fight. That was nice left hooks he threw there.
No, Loma.
Oh, Loma. He doesn't. Well, let's do the body.
Yeah, he has a good left hook.
Okay. Uppercuts.
Loma has the right hook.
Yeah, it's confusing. I'm sorry, guys, but I didn't think this one through 100%. But hey, like the Marines, adapt, improvise, overcome. D, uppercuts. Who's got the better uppercut? Most effective, quickest.
I think. See, I gotta give this one to Lomachenko because the way he can work it inside. I think Teofimo's is probably harder, but Lomachenko's more effective. He's more precise with it, and he uses it more than Teofimo. So I'll go with Lomachenko on the uppercut.
Gonzalo, how about yourself, man?
I'm gonna give it to Teofimo Lopez because he can explode from the stationary position and launch and transition his weight as he recoils his body to land on Lomachenko, the slightly shorter man. It's going to be coming forward.
All right, this one's going to be interesting, man. Recognize uppercut.
Just look at what he did to Rocky Martinez, bro. Come on, man.
All right, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Precise.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, Loma uses his punches so much better. Like, he uses one punch to set up the other. It's like, I give all the punches.
All right.
He's just better at punching.
I got you. Jimmy, what do you say?
Just like to what, as far as uppercuts, man, the way he put up Martinez's head, set it up with the uppercut, and then sweeped it across. It's just the uppercut. He's more precise with it. Like D said, Lopez could probably hit harder with it, but who's going to be more accurate? Who would I bet on? It'd be Lomachenko.
All right. Yeah. Listen, this one's close, man, because I think what's his name? Lopez has a very good counter uppercut, but I'm gonna have to agree with most of you and say that it's Loma because I think he can do it all. He can counter with the uppercuts. He can fight it, use it on the inside to the body. I mean, it's just, I think his is overall more effective. Now we're getting away from the punches here themselves, and we're going to body work. Who is the most consistent, better, and harder body puncher? Hardest body work guy? Fuck it. All right, let's start with D. D.
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. For this one, BDA, look, I'm going to just say this. I'm looking at the last three categories, right?
Right.
Bro, I ain't even going to lie. You could just mark me down for Lomachenko on those last three categories.
Well, yeah,
no way I'm going to say Steen is a better corner. I mean, Lomachenko.
Yeah, corner and cuts. That's cuts especially. I would actually put that. Well, actually, we're going to get to that. So, Gonzalo, better body work.
God damn, Teofimo Lopez is heavy-handed, and he could knock you down with a straight jab to the solar plexus, but Lomachenko's the left-hander, and that aligns with the liver. And I would have to say Lomachenko, man.
Okay, recognize? Who's the better body puncher? All right, let's jump to Precise, and then we'll get to recognize. Precise, who's the better body puncher? Oh, well, you already said, right? Lomachenko. Loma, okay. Jimmy.
Last three, Lomachenko.
Last three. Yeah, let's get to it. Recognize. Would you agree if you're there? Yes, BDA. All right, fantastic. Now let's go to. All right, bam. Every body work, corner. Actually, I'm gonna corner cuts. I'm gonna go with
I missed my pick.
No, I did him for you. That's the way it works.
I gotta still do mine as well.
Oh yeah. No, actually, Gonzalo, you said body work. You said Lomachenko.
Yeah, we still got corners and cuts.
Everybody's going to go for body work. For corner, everybody's going to say Lomachenko and cuts. I'm going to make an executive decision, and I'm going to say they're even because I haven't seen. Yeah.
What do you mean by cuts? Who cuts more?
Yeah, we haven't really seen either guy that cut or anything. So.
Loma's gotten busted up more. That's
not what happened. It's always cuts, though, yeah.
Would you guys agree with that? You think Loma is more susceptible to cuts?
Yes.
Scar tissue. I would say he's got more scar tissue, probably.
And especially if we've seen a lot of these Ukrainian fighters, they're prone to cuts. I don't know if it has anything to do with the weather or where they live, or if it's just a coincidence.
White skin is thinner.
Paper skin, maybe.
All right, fellas. So we got so we see Lomachenko's got the better precision, the better jab. Lopez has the better right hand. When it comes to left hooks, Lomachenko's there. Uppercuts, better body puncher, more consistent. He's got the better corner in Anatoly, his father. But with the cuts, we're gonna go with Lopez. Now, let's go through this one real quick here. Let me just erase the dots here. Speed. This is interesting. Who's got the better hand speed?
Lomachenko.
I think it's comparable. I can't relate to either. They're quicker in different aspects.
Agree. Yeah. I like when you think about the way Teofimo cocks back and then fucking lands that punch, it comes pretty fast. That I'll give him. But I think overall speed, Lomachenko.
Mm-hmm. Gonzalo, what do you think?
Much quicker.
Pretty even. It's pretty even. I would say hand speed. I'll give it to Lomachenko because he put punches and punches. Quickness on the rapid fire 1-2s. It's Teofimo. I got it even. You guys make an executive decision on that.
Okay. Precise. What did you say?
Hand speed is the same more or less. Loma is much quicker than much.
Much quicker.
This is what I'm talking about. Quickness. The time from which you see the punch to when you hit the that's quickness.
I actually agree because he's smaller. He's smaller. You know, he's more nimble.
Well, Teofimo will see the punch and he'll cock.
Right?
Hold on, D. Go ahead, Precise.
This is what I mean. Teofimo will see a punch and he will cock back and then go forward. Right? Loma will see a punch and he'll just drop it. Like from the guard or whatever his hand is, that's where he drops it. He doesn't like readjust his hand to do a punch. And then he's quicker on the draw. Hand speed is very comparable, I think. Loma is way quicker to draw.
All right, let's go to Jimmy, see if we can... Hold on, Gonzalo. Let's go to Jimmy, see if we can figure this out. Jimmy, who's got the better hand speed, man?
Well, that's... Hand speed's kind of a tricky thing. It's like you can have faster hands, right? Lopez could have youthful, faster hands, but it's the connection time. I have a real hard time hearing Precise. I think I could be wrong, and I apologize from misquoting him, but I think what he was saying is time from reaction from the time he throws the time he hits the person. I'd have to give that to Lomachenko, even at his advanced stage. And by no means is 3 old, but you know what I mean. So it's different, right? Quickness and accuracy and all that that's a hard one. So I probably made it even worse, more convoluted.
Yeah, because didn't we like what you're talking about sounds to me more like precision, which we covered in the first page.
Oh, see, I wasn't in for the first page.
Yeah, yes, you were.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was?
Yeah, man.
Early? Was that early? Wow, all right, I gotta stop smoking. But for actual quickness, maybe you would with the youth, but that doesn't necessarily translate into he's gonna be able to hit Loma quicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck. All right. Look, I'm gonna make an
it's just well, hold on. It's just hand speed. It's not asking who can hit who quicker. That goes to precision, like BDA said. Just hand speed. I mean, I still think it's even. I think Loma's pretty fast, underrated. I think he's pretty quick. So I still say even.
Guys,
and you know what? Teofimo doesn't always cock back either. It's like a weapon. Once the weapon is cocked, that primer just drops. The firing pin just goes forward, and he can throw like that too.
I've actually said that I think Lopez, just based on the like, if you were to ask both these guys who can get to the like a sensor first, throw one punch, see who's quicker. I think Lopez, but since just to make it easy, because I'm, just to get through this. Well, let's say it's even, and we'll see on Saturday what's up. Power, D.
That's a good. That was a good way to explain it.
I know it's a good way to explain it. That's why I said it that way. All right, Jimmy.
Like that's all a lot of people give him is power. So we got to go with Teofimo, right?
All right.
He's just got a lucky punch coming, right?
Hey, Jimmy, I hope you got my character, which is the guy that gets angry when you compliment him. That's my new character. So yeah, don't think.
I know I'm great. What do you want from me? I know I'm good.
Hey, that's a great pair of shoes there.
Girl, a Christmas suit.
That's a great pair of shoes there.
Like that get angry when you buy them shit.
All right, so D said power, and actually that's his ace in the hole for his prediction. Gonzalo, what's up with you? Power.
Power gonna beat to Teofimo. He's the bigger guy, so yeah, power.
Recognize.
I'm gonna go.
No, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Slightly with Teofimo. I'm not too convinced on that.
Yeah. God damn. All right. Precise. Teofimo. Jimmy.
Teofimo. He's
that's a given.
Powerful kid when it comes to power punching.
Let's go to power. Ring IQ. Let's move through this fast. D, what do you think?
Man, come on. I don't know if anybody in boxing has a bigger ring IQ than Lomachenko.
BDA, why don't you make the call, and then if anybody disagrees, we jump in and say.
Okay. Precise. That's a fantastic idea, man. That's a fantastic idea. So ring IQ. Anybody disagree with that Loma?
Loma, no.
Loma all day.
Experience. Hey, Gonzalo, you?
Yeah. Experience.
No, I don't disagree.
I don't disagree with that.
Foot movement.
No disagree.
I'm gonna disagree. Just for the sake of disagreeing.
All right. Foot movement, I'm gonna go with Loma. Just because he can do more things coming forward. Yeah.
Yeah, Loma could probably play the guitar with his feet like Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, all right. That makes little sense to me, but okay. Chin, I'm gonna. Oh, this one's. I need your help on this one, guys, because Lomachenko's fought better opposition.
Let me go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and crank this up. The chin is almost with me like the speed, and here's why I say that. I don't really care that Lomachenko got dropped by Linares. It was a flash knockdown. Wasn't really much, but Teofimo ain't fought the people he fought either. And a lot of these guys outside of Nakatani didn't really lay too much on them too flush, so you can't really make that call with the chin. Teofimo's never been down or anything, so I can't make that call with the chin. I don't look at the Linares as a strike on Loma, so I can't make that call. I stay even on the chin.
You know, I'm gonna agree with D, only because I've never seen Teo really tested to the chin. Really, like maybe Nakatani did, but I have a feeling who I think has the better chin. I have a feeling I think it's Loma, but I can't say that for sure.
I'm going to go ahead and say Chin Loma, just based on the fact that I think he's fought the better opposition. You know, something tells me maybe Lopez has it, but I haven't seen him being tested. So just by virtue
that's
of that.
what I'm saying, man. It's kind of hard to just, it's just a guess of mine.
It's pretty even because Teofimo's the bigger guy, man. I know he got dropped in his debut by a fighter from Tijuana, but look, he's bigger. He's bigger, so it's kind of even. Loma have a good chin too.
How old was he too? How old was Teofimo when he first started
18?
boxing? Yeah, he was a kid. He was. I mean, he's still a.
Yeah,
it was enough.
You're born with the chin, though. You're born, or either you have it or you don't.
Yeah,
Loma's chin is proven. Loma's chin is proven. We don't know about it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you see, Loma's got a proven chin. I've seen it. So therefore, my gut feeling tells me Loma, but I could be wrong. I mean, you don't know.
Right at this point, it's all conjecture because, like you precisely you said, nobody who knows. Lopez could have a historically strong chin.
Yeah.
I didn't see that fucking knockdown in his first fight. But Lomachenko's, to like even D said, I never count that as like, because if the fighter wasn't hurt, there was an off balance. He squared up at the wrong time, stepped in, and it wasn't hurt. His eyes didn't roll. There was no off balance on his feet. There was nothing to indicate he was any hurt. His pride was hurt. You could see he was pissed, but there was no physical damage.
Not to mention he got up and beat the shit out of him. So I mean, I don't think he was hurt.
All right.
Well, he also got dropped in sparring, and then you might say, "Oh, well, that's sparring," but he was wearing headgear also, and there were bigger gloves. But all right.
Let's go. Was it an off balance knockdown, or was he hurt?
No, he got caught in an exchange, like Comey.
By a
like he won that exchange.
By a middleweight?
Yeah, by a bigger guy. Yeah. So I'm not saying he's got a bad chin, but we've seen him drop before.
All right.
Lopez.
Let's go to stamina. I'm gonna say Loma.
No disagreement.
No disagreement.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give it to Loma. He's been in more distance fights. I guess he got more proven stamina. We'll say that. I don't really know where Teo's stamina is. The 12th round in the Nakatani fight, he was moving really well. So that's the only 12-round fight he has. So I'll give it to Lomachenko.
Mm-hmm.
Is that dude really named after a Bruce Willis movie? Because I heard you say that earlier. BDA
No, that's BDA calls him that. His name is Miyoshi Nakatani.
I fucking do. I was laughing my ass off. I was on mute, but I was driving
Nice
BDA. I was fucking howling when you said that. Okay, Nakatomi Tower, he says, just throws it in there. Like,
I got it from the article. I got it from the article in Forbes. All right, let's go to mental strength, which is...
Who do we have for stamina? BDA Lomachenko? Clearly Lomachenko.
Yeah,
I seen Lomachenko get hit with good shots by Orlando Salido, legal and illegal shots, and that boy still had energy.
Yeah, he's a dynamo.
Yeah.
A machine converting mechanical energy into electric energy, a generator. He never stops coming.
Yeah. Mental strength, I'm going to go with Lomachenko, but listen, it's going to be up to Lopez to prove me wrong and us wrong this Saturday. He might turn out to be very well equipped to handle what Loma brings. So, with that being said, guys, thank you for your assistance on this. This was fun, this one. Let's go back. Okay, because I wanna get out of here because tomorrow we all have a lot of things to do. I'm pretty sure we all want to get some shut-eye before the fights because tomorrow we're going to probably stay up as well for that one. So, before we get out of here real quick, I got most of you guys' prediction. Stu was... Okay, Gonzalo, I want to get your prediction, please.
11th round stoppage for Vasily Lomachenko.
Loma, 11th round. I'm going to write stoppage. Okay. That's Gonzalo.
That's the most popular prediction. I think that's like 5 at round 11 for Loma.
Yeah, that's... You know what, man? That's the... I know Mark from On Rival Boxing. He's got that one as well. Let's go with Precise.
Hey, BDA.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, Precise. It's go time.
Well, I made a video a while ago, but then Loma said he wants the fight to go 12 rounds. So 12th round TKO.
Sorry, you're sounding very low. I think I heard you say Loma by 12th round knockout.
TKO.
Okay, Loma. Okay, Loma.
12th round TKO. Like think of Pacquiao Cotto.
Right. Check out Precise's channel, Fight Film, if you want to see what he's talking about there. He's got his prediction there as well. Check out Dee's channel as well, Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. He does podcasts on the daily. So if you want to... Hey, Dee, are you going to go live tomorrow as well? Or?
Indeed.
Fantastic. All right. So let me just get this straight before we get out of here, fellas. Johnny called in, said Loma 9th round stoppage. Jimmy said Loma... I didn't even write Loma, I just wrote 11th round stoppage. So whatever happens, he can say, oh yeah, I predicted.
I know, I said Tio, bro. I said Tio.
Loma 11th round stoppage. Yes.
You nothing. You already know mine.
Yeah, I wrote it down. Lopez 7th round stoppage. Recognize Loma 10th round stoppage. Mark said Lomachenko 11th round stoppage. Who else? Revolucion Lomachenko 11th round. Gonzalo just told us Loma 11th round. Precise Loma 12th round. And I'm going to go with Loma stoppage. I got to pick a round, so I'm just going to go 10th.
Pick a round.
Yeah, I'm going to go 10th. I think he's going to...
You would recognize her at 10, okay.
Oh, I'm a 10 in real life and in my predictions, but I'll tell you this.
Hey, just look at my face. Just look at my face. That's a 10.
That's right. By the way, guys, in the chat room.
Hey, BDA.
Let me just real quick.
You know why? Okay.
Yeah, just real quick. Hit the like button out there. Everybody in the chat room, hit that like button. Continue supporting the show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and continue spreading the BDA gospel. Yes, Gonzalo, go ahead.
Hey, you know why Recognize is super excited? Because Edgar Berlanga, this guy has been getting like 15 consecutive knockouts. The new Puerto Rican king.
Ese mi gente, brother.
Yo, I can't wait to see that fight, fam. Damn, that's one of the fights I've been wanting to see.
Hey,
did the guy make weight though? Did the guy make weight or?
Nah, he missed off by a pound. He missed one pound.
The kid is fucking super strong. That's the one thing I'll say. Now we'll find out the chin and everything, but like from people that know him in the New York area, because I think he's from New York. I know he's from Puerto Rico, but I think he lives in New York now. Mm-hmm. They say that kid is fucking unbelievable strong.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, D, did he shave it off? Did he shave that pound off?
I'm not sure yet. Not before the weigh-in. He weighed in a pound over.
All right. I'm going to check that out later. But listen, fellas.
That's all for me?
Yeah, that was just for you, man. And for Berlanga. What's his name? Berlanga?
Berlanga.
Okay, so it's like in English.
Hey, BDA, can I say fucking, dude, that right now we have like 200 people listening, and earlier you had hundreds of people listening. It's a shame it's only got 117 likes.
It's a shame, but look, I'm telling people what can I do?
Smashing that like button. It helps the show out, man. BDA does a lot of work. Everybody can at least push a fucking button.
Hey, don't talk down to my audience, first of all. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it.
Screw your audience.
Oh, that's the new BDA. That's right. There you go.
What am I going to do? Force them, break their thumbs? Come on.
So he's Edgar Bergalarga.
No, that's
Bergalanga, yes.
He's the man.
Gonzalo, this is
takeover.
This is a family show, man. Well, you can't say that type of stuff, man.
Ellos dicen que tiene un Bergalanga.
Tiene la verga larga, chico. No, but
Tienes la verga larga, ¿de qué está diciendo?
No, but you got to do it in Mexican with the Mexican accent. Tiene verga larga. Claro que sí, puro norteño aquí. All right.
¿Cómo se llama? Verga larga. Oh my god.
He's got a clip of when he's hanging his girlfriend upside down and he's using her booty as a punching bag. She's got a big ass, by the way.
All right, this dude is. Wait, I gotta see that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's.
So BDA is a family show, bro. What are you doing?
It's too late, man. It's turning to this, man.
I just hope that he goes.
What?
I just hope he goes more than one fucking round. I mean, you got to get it. I get he hits hard, but eventually somebody's gonna have to take him the distance, bro.
Absolutely.
But you want him to continue like that because he's on the verge of breaking the record, right, for first round KOs.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. You're right.
Sorry. Before I continue, I'm sorry, fellas. I forgot about King Bucho and Uncle Pete, man. Hold on a second. Bucho, if you can jump in real quick, man, because I can't see it. Your prediction in the chat. So I'm gonna go to Pete. Pete says, "God damn it, please chicken peck Scalebender Loma unanimous decision." Okay, so Pete's saying Loma unanimous decision. Hold on a second.
Boring.
Yeah, he's taking the vanilla pick here. Loma. Oh, hold on. Pete says Loma unanimous decision. What color should I put Pete? Because I'm trying to change up the color for everybody.
Put it like a boring color, just like a real boring color.
I'm gonna use yellow. And Bucho's probably gonna go with something crazy like Loma unanimous disqualification, fucking low blows or something. I know King Bucho. We've been around each other for a long time. He's gonna make the controversial pick. Hold on, let me see. Where's Bucho? Bucho, where are you, man? Ninth Loma. All right. I think actually, if you invert the 9, that's 66666. So I think Bucho's a Luciferian or something.
Yeah, he's definitely Luciferian.
Maybe Bucho is BDA. And he's, where are you, Bucho? I'm right here. And he's got a little puppet in his hand.
What? What's he saying? I don't get what you're fucking saying, man. All right. I'm too tired.
No, you say you're the same person sometimes, and since you're on and he's not, then you're calling him. You might have a little puppet sock in your hand. And Bucho might answer, I'm right here.
Mr. Head.
Oh, man. Gonzalo's killing me today, man.
Bucho's a puppet.
Yeah, off my ass.
I'm sorry, King. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because he's not here to defend himself, huh? That's how you're going to carry it? That's fine. That's fine. Whew. Let me tell you something, fellas. I love this show, man. I didn't think we could top the other one. And actually, I don't think it topped it. But I will say it rivaled it. And I enjoy it when people disagree over boxing. So that's why, but at the end of the day, as long as we all honor each other, love one another with brotherly affection, outdo one another in showing honor. Do not be slothful.
Listen. I don't love none of you guys. I don't know you, so I don't love you.
Do not be slothful in zeal.
I'm kidding. Of course I love you guys.
Be fervent in spirit and serve the Lord. That's all I got to say about that. Again, I don't know if you guys... Okay, hold on. Scripting College, the guy who's always creeping me out, but I think he's a good guy as well. And he says, pick Teofimo Lopez. Okay, so he's going with Teofimo. Hold
That's
on.
Vinnie Mac. You know that, right?
No, I don't think so. Official scorecard says something in Ukraine, in Transylvanian. I don't know what he's writing. Miami Kid says Teo ends the hype Saturday night. Oh, Tarvis the Chimp says I'm changing 7-round stoppage to Loma. Revolucion says, do you give me red because I'm a ginger? That's you got it, man. Ara Alviar says Lopez will be knockout in 5th round. All right. Savat Kim says Chinga 2. Chinga 2? What? All right, listen.
Chinga 2.
Come on, how come I can't understand that. Somebody said hype job and the hype job. Like,
Yeah, I
how
think
can you
that's what
call
he said.
yourself a fan of the sport? Like, why are you even following the sport? If you would even jokingly consider someone like Lomachenko a hype job, like you must hate the sport, right? I don't know.
Jimmy, I don't even think it's a joke, Jimmy, because I had this idiot come on my channel saying that he was a hype job. I had to break that down, like, bro, dude is no hype job. Even if he loses the Teofimo, he's no hype job. Fucking Hall of
That's
Famer.
just
Ain't no
hate.
Hall of Famer hype job.
No,
That's
exactly,
just
dude.
ridiculousness.
Well, he's saying that because he wants to give Lopez all the credit if he wins.
Well, I'm gonna give Lopez all the credit anyway.
Well, doesn't that naturality take it away?
I was kidding,
Sorry,
man. I was kidding.
No, exactly, because when you do that, all they're doing is insulting Lopez. So they're obviously not Lopez fans either.
Exactly.
Because
That's what I was.
And you're degrading his accomplishment.
Exactly.
It's like bagging one of the hottest. It's like bagging one of the hottest chicks, and somebody tells you, "Yeah, everybody fucked her."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
I mean, yeah.
It's. I mean, I think.
Staying with me though.
Yeah, but you stay with me.
No, we still got.
I'm changed. I'm changed forever.
We still got
I
phone
used to
calls,
be
by the
home.
way.
I'm not anymore.
We still got phone calls, by the way. I mean, listen, we gotta go, man. I gotta go to sleep. This is some.
Yes. Let that be.
No, you make me
Fucking
stay awake.
balls of
Answer the
BDA
phone.
pretending he has a life.
I do have a life, man, and it's a pretty rich
No.
life.
Fuck that. Answer the phone. Answer the goddamn phone.
All right. Hey, listen. If anybody wants to drop off, you guys can, like. I'm not gonna keep you around here like I kept the other night, but we're gonna go in a couple of minutes. So let's go to the phone calls real quick.
Don't
Come on.
forget about me and D, BDA, all right?
Okay. If you guys want, okay. 972. You're on the air. 972.
What's up, BDA in the house? What's up?
Is this T-Tone?
What's up?
T-Tone.
Yo, you spoke to me last week. Remember, I'm the guy from London, Rapstar.
Oh, Rapstar. Yes, Rapstar. Thank you for calling in, man.
Rapstar, what's up, Rapstar?
Yeah, I just want you to know I was calling everyone out this week on the podcast. I've took 4 or 5 bets. Puncher's got my money. I bet people on Puncher's show. I've sent a few hundred to him, a couple hundred to other people. So I'm very excited. I backed my money. I wasn't just, talking all that smoke. I backed all the money, bro. So, yeah. I got Lomachenko, man. I got to tell you, I'm a businessman.
Yeah, I got you, man. May I ask how many people? You said 5 bets with 5 different people?
I've took bets with World Combat. I've took bets with Major Key. They've all got the money. The money's sitting in Punches. Punches got some of the money. Then I bet some guys on some London podcasts. And just random, but a lot of people running away from the bet, to be honest. So salute to everybody who took the bet.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Putting their money where their mouth is. I know Mark put some money. My co-host King Bucho. I know D as well. So absolutely, man.
Mark didn't want to bet me. Mark said that he doesn't want to bet on an even playing field.
I see. I got you. Well, that's...
Rapstar, how you got him winning?
Okay, this is how I hope he wins. I can't guarantee nothing. This is how I hope he does it, right? I'm hoping that he sets the pace. Once he sets the pace, and the shots are, and Teofimo's not, his shots are not hurt. They're not getting no power in. Lomachenko's easy to read him. He knows how to move with the shots, absorb the shots. Once he works out Teofimo's power, it's all Lomachenko's fight. That's all he needs to do is avoid Teofimo getting in the pocket, because the fight's not in the pocket. For me, Lomachenko is too smart, too much boxing IQ, and I think if the fight doesn't get close in the first 4 or 5 rounds, forget about it. If Teofimo cannot set any pace in the first 3-4 rounds and cannot let his shots off, he's in trouble. I don't think he got the master boxing IQ for where Lomachenko is with the experience of where we are today. In 2-3 years later, I think Teofimo definitely beats Lomachenko. But I think right now, Lomachenko's still got the boxing IQ. That's what I think.
Hey, I agree with the caller. I said that earlier. I said that I think his best shot is the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, I think
first 4 rounds.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a front runner.
If I lose my money, I'll lose it because Teofimo has done some damage in the first 4 or 5 rounds, and he's won some of those rounds. And then I can see where Teofimo's the truth.
Listen, if you get the prediction wrong, there's nothing wrong. I don't understand why there's a lot of people with animosity in other channels and in message boards especially. Oh, you pick one guy and they get angry. They pick the other guy and they get... Look, it's a fucking fight, man. At which point are we going to have some fun over here and stop taking things too seriously? Rapstar.
Can I say it's kind of funny to hear D cringe, though? Like right there when you said, so he's a front runner. And you hear D went,
Hold on. Sorry. Sorry to interrupt, but Rapstar, make your final point, please, before we move on, because we got to go.
So before I go, there should be no hating or no bitching. Even if I lose my money, boxing wins. I'm happy because either way, we win. So I'm not sour or do I care if I lose $900. I just think that's a good business move for me, and I don't think no one should be bitching because we all win tomorrow night.
Very well said, man. Very well said.
I'm glad I got this on tape.
Yeah, I'm glad we got this on tape, man.
You're gonna win.
Well, no, I'm glad.
You're gonna win. You're gonna
I see you guys keep cooking.
Thank you, Rapstar. Thank you for your call, man. Take it easy, and a very good point there. We all win. Boxing wins at the end of the day, and we all win as a result. Take it easy, man. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, will do, man. All right. I think last call, 659. What is that, 659?
I don't know. Weird ass area code. Yeah.
I think that's... Okay, anyway. Yes, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
This is old Pappy from the south.
No.
What's up, Pappy?
Nah. I hung up. I'm too tired for this shit today,
Come on, man. Why you dissing Pappy like that?
Sorry, I hung up on him. That's it. I gotta go, man. Not gonna deal with old Pappy right now. So listen, fellas. Thank you for joining us, man. Really appreciate it. This show could not be the same without you. You guys are... Everybody's the nucleus of this show. This show is like a hologram. Every part makes up the whole. So thank you guys for joining us. I'm talking about Mark, who was here earlier, Recognize, Precise, Jimmy, Gonzalo, D. You guys make this very fun. I love it. It's a nice break from all the BS out there in the world. So thank you guys for coming in here and being part of the show. Always appreciate your input here.
I know my input's good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wait a minute.
I want all you guys to be safe and probably talk to some of these guys tomorrow. I just want to say good night to everybody and all you guys be safe, all right?
Absolutely.
My mind Precise lives with fucking crocodiles. He lives down in his crocodiles where he lives. I just got to say that's crazy.
I'm scared.
All right, boys.
Peace.
Hey, I hate those things. Scare the fuck out of me. All right, good night.
Good night. Good night.
Later, Jimmy.
All right. Take it easy, Recognize. Take it easy, Gonzalo. And listen, fellas, I want to go to the chat room here. And, whoa, what the fuck? Are we still on? Yeah, okay. I want to give a shout out to the Troll Network, Andres Hernandez. Oh, shit. Chet Collins, Pete Scalebender, Mr. E, and Pete Scalebender. Again, all the people who contributed with the super chat. You guys know who you are. Thank you. You keep the gravy train rolling. Blog Talk ain't free, so you guys allow us to continue doing that. Spreaker too, it ain't free. So thank you for that. We really appreciate it. And also everybody who participates in the chat room, everybody who calls in, you guys make this a very enjoyable show and one of the best shows out there. I'm going to give a shout out to Endgame. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe, man. Hit that like button. We will be back tomorrow. That's why I got to go to sleep now, man, as quickly as possible so that I can have the stamina. Hey, I'm 61 years old, guys. I gotta pace myself now. Tomorrow, post-fight show, if everything works out. Shout out to Endgame, Uncle Burnt, apostrophe, Legal Tender, Boxing Fairy Tale, who I haven't seen in a long time. Shout out to Boxing Fairy Tale, Riderman 1, Rodnell, Vince Vegas, Scripting College, Set Shot, Ness Mendoza, Locotus, Uncle Burnt, apostrophe, Vader D, Official Scorecard Boxing was here as well. Shout out to Official, Revolucion, J1, Enoch, what's Enochian? Ancient Enochian? I don't know. Okay, Revolucion, Pete, shout out to you guys. You guys are the best. And we gotta go. Take it easy, fellas. Enjoy the fight tomorrow. Catch you on the next one.